Start your day on the right foot with Andre Donald here on Real 91.9 and 5FM.
Right here.
www.drealfmgrenada.com. Real expressions.
We glorify his name and we honor him. In the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess. He is the Son of the living God. He is the Son that will stand for us. He is the Son that died for us on the cross in Calvary. He is his blood that healing the nation. We call upon him, O God. There is power in the blood and there is life in the blood. It could defeat all our adversary in the name of Jesus as I come to thee, O God. Master, this morning, my Lord, my God, I bring the little ones to you this morning. I bring them to you in a special way. Ask you, oh God, Master, to lift them up in grace, oh God. Protect them going out and coming in. Look after them when the parents is not around. Send you angel to bind them all together like a bundle of stick that cannot be broken. But I call upon the great Father himself, oh, to step in, put in your appearance, oh God. Thank you for watching over them. Thank you for sending your angel to guide and protect them. In the name of Jesus, my Lord, my God, my King, my God, help us, oh God, Father. At this time, at this hour, oh God, I bring the fishermen to you. I bring I bring those the farmers to you. I bring them to you in a special way. In the name of Jesus, lift them up, oh God, Father. Protect them going out and coming in. Cover them with the blood of Jesus. Help them, oh God, Father. Take them out safely and bring them back to the family, oh God. Father, remember our doctors, our nurses, our frontline workers. Oh, Master, each and every one have a special need. We need them, oh God. They didn't come by themselves. God send them. Jesus, bring them to us to help the nation. We all have a great part to play in the name of Jesus. So I ask you, oh God, Father, protect them. Help them, oh God, Father. Bless them, oh God, from the crown of the head to the sole of their feet. Where they're weak, Master, make them strong. And where they're strong, make them stronger still. Give them fresh courage every morning, knowing that the situation they have to face every morning. I ask you for a special blessing for them. In the name of Jesus, not forgetting our police officers, all of them is frontline workers. I bring them to you, Jesus. Jesus, remember also, God, when the patients in the hospital cried out, when the pain rocked their mortal body, oh God, their mortal frame is in trouble. Some of them never sleep all night because of the pain. They're suffering, oh God. The deadly disease is surrounding them, oh God, want to take away their life. But by the blood of Jesus, they shall be saved. To hear their prayer, oh God, Father. Hear them when they cry, oh God, sweet Jesus. You are gentle, Jesus. Pass by them, oh God, and touch them, oh God. In the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess. You are the Son of the living God. So we bless that Son, oh God. We bless him, oh God. Oh God, help us. Give us the faith to believe in you and give us this faith, oh God, that will strengthen us, oh God, because we walk by faith and not by sight. Let us come before thee, oh God, Master, and receive us, oh God, in a special way. Remember the Prime Minister, oh God. Remember that manservant of yours, the one you gave to the nation, oh God. Oh, sweet Jesus, his burden is heavy, oh God, but we call upon Jesus. Lift up the burden, oh God. You take up his yoke, and he will take yours, because yours is lighter. He could carry yours, oh God, Master. In the name of Jesus, I ask you to bless him. Bless his family too. Bless everyone, not forgetting his ministers, every single one of them. Give them fresh courage. Help them, oh God. Quicken their footsteps. Give them wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that they'll be able to do the work what is before them. Oh God, you are what you are. You are the great I am that I am. You are the one who called us, oh God, oh Master. And as we come, oh God, Father, we come to thee, oh God, and we beg you for mercy, knowing that you're a faithful God. Father, this morning I bring Mr. Donald to you. I bring him to you in a special way. Baptize him again and again with the spirit of excellence. Help him, oh God. strengthen him, oh God, inwardly and outwardly, that when he comes to his place of work, he will gain new strength because of the hands of the Father will be upon him. Anoint him with his special oil, the same oil you anoint Aaron with, and anoint him from the crown of his head to the sole of his feet in the name of Jesus. Wherever the pain is, wherever the problem is, you take it away. Let us call upon the mighty one. Oh God, he's powerful in everything that he is doing, oh God. He's our strength. He's our deliverer. Deliver him, oh God. He and his co-workers, whosoever it is, oh God, Father, bless them. And we tell you thank you, oh God, Father. Bless the whole nation. Remember those who far away. Remember those in the diaspora. Pass by them, oh God, Father. Make them know that they have a country. Pray for the country in the name of Jesus as we call the nation to stand up and pray and ask God to help us. Come in, oh God, Father, and bless the nation and take away all the disease, oh God, Father, because Jesus came and he paid it once and for all in the name of Jesus. When he came, he delivered all manner of disease. He helped all those who are sick and they have problems. He delivered them in the name of Jesus. Cast away evil one from them. My Lord, my God, I give you thanks. So, Father, this morning, I ask you, oh God, Father, bless everyone, oh God, in your name and in the name of Jesus. And Father, you taught the disciples to say whenever you pray, to say, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. That will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thy is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. And we say, amen, amen, amen. Thy will, let your will be done. In the name of Jesus, you are in control. Amen and amen. Praise God. Morning, Mr. Donald.
Good morning, my dear, and how are you doing this morning? And how is the family?
Family, one family and some sheep. The other's gone back. But we're taking care for whatever we have, yeah? We give God thanks.
All right,
whether it's one or two, we give God thanks,
That is good.
Yes. So you okay?
Yeah.
God bless you. Have a nice day and the nation.
All right. You too.
Bye-bye,
have a wonderful day.
Mr.
Take care of
Bye-bye.
yourself.
Bye-bye.
Great. Bye-bye. It's real. It's 91. Good morning, Grenada.
Staying alive, trying to survive. That is how it is today. So as you go along your way, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Where you go when you're walking. You got to be careful. What you say when you're talking. You got to be careful. You got to be careful, careful.
Hey, it's me. Hold on. Don't shoot. Yeah. Can you imagine that? You see someone with a gun and say, hey, it's me, don't shoot. Damn. Good morning, Drumsticks. How you doing?
Stella, good morning. I'm good.
Talk to me, love.
Good morning to you. Good morning to the nation. We're reading from the Word of God, Psalm 41. Blessed is he that considereth the poor. The Lord will deliver him in time of trouble. The Lord will preserve him and keep him alive. And he shall be blessed upon the earth, and thou will wait not to deliver him unto the will of his enemies. The Lord will strengthen him upon the bed of language. Thou make all the bed in his sickness. I said, the Lord be merciful unto me and heal my soul, for I have sinned against thee. This is the end of the scripture reading.
And thank you, my dear. Everything good?
Yeah, for the time,
You
everything's
sure?
all right.
You go in the land, pick up nutmeg?
Well, since last week, we didn't even go in the land.
Well, it don't make sense to go and pick up nutmeg, because they don't buy it.
Yeah, I heard that they were buying.
Oh, hell is
So
that?
I don't know if rain will come for the weekend. I don't know if you.
Boy, you gonna pick up, you go just steady and dry?
Well, when you get on the ground, all the mist rotten, you know.
Well, yeah, that the next thing, we.
Eh?
Wouldn't they will kill, not make people?
I don't know why they're doing that.
We got to tell Kit Mitchell to start to buy nutmeg, we.
Oh Lord, you have so much on his back to study. He can't take on this thing right now at all.
Yeah, what?
So much thing on his back to study.
Who's that?
So, Quick Michelle, so you have the whole Grenada, everybody, you got to study out everything, you know. Everything you see, you know. And everything what do wrong you see, so everything's on his back, you know.
Yeah, that is the work you wanted, you know. He had asked us to give him the work now.
Oh God, well God is
Well-
merciful and God is great. He will take care of him.
Yeah, God go take care of him, you know. I know he can handle, but I mean, he had asked for the work, and we give him the work, and we give him again, though.
I hear you.
Yeah, you know.
I hear you.
All right, well, nice to hear you, my darling. Take care of yourself. Have a great day, huh?
Have a nice day too.
Okay,
Bye.
good. All right, so I've got a very busy morning. It's like 15 minutes after already, and then I'm gonna do weather, and then I'm gonna do boy, a lot of things to do. Why? What? Hold on, phone. Hold on. Too many messages. All you want to do so and kill a brother. Henry John, good morning. Joan, what's up, girl? Keith Sylvan. Ambassador Smith, good morning. And I trust you'd have a wonderful day. Caroline, Miss Alexander, I know you're there, right? Those are some of my friends on the WhatsApp. Let me see who's on the live. Vanessa Lalji again, she beat up Errol, boy. Errol can't make it to this first thing with Vanessa, nah? Landon Jane and Yvonne John Roberts, good morning to you. Errol Bonaparte, who else? Gil Williams. Gil. Is that a first time person, or probably I never saw them before? That is yeah. Gil. I'm trying to figure out who is Gil. I don't know. Let's just move on, because I'm trying in my brain there to get that Gil thing, and I'm not getting it at all. So we can just do so and just move on from there, from Gil. Good morning to you, Gil, anyway. Because I'm trying to figure out, did I speak to Gil before? Did I hear from Gil before? And the brain just ain't working in that kind of fashion. So if the brain ain't working in that fashion, then someone ain't thinking. Right, I've got the weather in a couple of ticks, and then after the weather, I will be having a quick guest, about 5 minutes, and then I have another guest for about half an hour, and then I have another, and don't forget, tomorrow is World Food Day. It's going to be something different, it's going to be something special, and we here at Real FM will be carrying. As a matter of fact, we have two things tomorrow. The opening of Parliament again tomorrow. And another sitting. I don't remember which number in any event. But it's the opening of Parliament tomorrow, God's will. So you got to listen for that. It means that the Governor General will be delivering her throne speech, right? And that should finish roundabout, they start at 10, roundabout, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. Maybe in about an hour and a half she should finish. Maybe less. I don't see it going beyond 2 hours, but you never know. And when she finishes that, then at 12:30, they're going to start the ceremony of World Food Day. They're going to be doing it virtual this year. So it's going to be a number of platforms, including us here at Real 91.9, 91.5, www.therealfmgrenada.com. Good morning, people. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Who wants to save 30%? Everybody. Now more than ever, Flow understands the need to make your dollar stretch. Our new bundles can help you save 30% off your current bill. Plus, get a free speed upgrade on your in-home internet. Simply add your mobile to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent. Perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines. Yet suitable for your hand wash. Soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness. Keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents: soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Dear customer, please help us limit the potential impact of COVID-19. If you have cold, flu, or COVID-19 symptoms, please postpone your visit to Grenlec. We recommend using online banking to make payments, available through Co-op Bank, Republic Bank, and FCIB. You can also use check drop boxes at each of our locations. For bill balances and other information, call 237. For additional support, email customersupport@grenlec.com.
Green's Concept introduces the latest innovation in air conditioning technology in Grenada, providing the most energy efficient, environmentally friendly air conditioning units in Grenada. Using a natural refrigerant, all air conditioning unit systems are up to 40% more energy efficient than the current units used in the Grenadian market. Powerful cooling while using less electricity and very inexpensive. That means more money in your pocket. We offer free delivery to all locations of installation and installed by top quality trained professional engineers with over 20 years experience in the business. Contact Green's Concept 417-5460 or 442-1663. Email greensconcept@gmail.com. At Green's Concept, we cool you and the planet.
Greens Concepts announces special prices on 18,000 and 24,000 BTU units. You have been saving on power, now save on prices. Call us today.
Hey, I am Corporal 85 Grant, attached to CRD Eastern Division, reminding you that incest and all other sexual violence is a crime.
I say no make them take advantage of you.
Where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling.
Real 91. Fimber, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How you doing?
Good, man, and you?
Adi.
All right.
All right, tell me.
All right, so it's a fair morning across most of the state with some haze, some light showers just passing across to the north. Winds blowing from the east at 15 miles per hour. The pressure is lower than the mean, but it's rising at 10.4 millibars. Present temperature 28.1 degrees. Orange 85%. Maximum temperature here within the last day got up to 31.2 degrees. Minimum temperature last night 25.2. Please note all temperatures are in degrees Celsius. In terms of rain here within the last day, the afternoon into the evening was very wet, hence we measured 38.9 millimeters of rain, which brought the total for the month up to 103.9 millimeters. But that's only for the airport. Now let's take a look at the forecast for the day and the nighttime. The weather expected to be partly cloudy and hazy, with a few brief showers during the daytime, should be more to the afternoon time. By evening, though, we should see a growth in cloud cover with even more showers and a low chance of thunder, so from evening into the nighttime. Maximum temperature for the day should get up to near 32 degrees, winds easterly to southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Waves should get up to near 7 feet, hence seas will be moderate. If you're going out at sea and you have a small craft, please take note, there is a warning alert for you, so play it safe out there. Tides are rising now, should be high just about midday, then low this evening near 7:15. Sunset 5:51, sunrise on Friday 5:57. Just to recap the forecast for the day and the nighttime, the weather expected to be partly cloudy and hazy with a few brief showers during the daytime, but by evening time we should see an increase in the cloud cover with more showers and a low chance of thunder. Once more, if you're going out at sea, please take note, you could meet waves up to 7 feet, so play it safe out there. That's it from the Met Office. From my Frank.
Thank you, Fimbo. Have a wonderful day, my brother.
Same to you.
Great.
Bye-bye.
Fimbo Frank at the Met Office. People, I tell you, no, this morning is a burning morning. I do believe that's what I wanted to be in it. So I have to make a phone call for a couple of minutes, and then we get into another one for another couple of minutes. Yeah? Stay with us.
Where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share.
It's a hungry world out there. Everybody's scrambling to get a share, innit? But be careful what you do, how you do it, all right? Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to the WORLD. I've got a guest online, and it's a gentleman that I've known for quite a minute. Yeah, quite a while I've known him. And he's the only Grenadian who's not a Grenadian and a better Grenadian than me. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Jose Rockerfoot, good morning.
Good morning, Andre. Thank you.
How you doing?
Good. Not bad at all.
Not bad. You're the only Grenadian who is a better Grenadian than me. Does that make sense?
Well, I don't know if that really makes sense. I think we're equal Grenadians.
Oh, we're equal.
I believe in equality.
Jose, quickly, at what age did you come to Grenada?
5 months old.
5 months?
Yes.
Bloody hell, Mom probably made you on the plane, bro.
Almost.
Oh. And you, well, Grenada is all you know, really. I mean, you know,
well, really, yes.
Like, Grenada
I grew up here. I grew up in St. George's till I was about 7, and then I came to St. Patrick's. And I grew up here, and then I went away to school in England, and I came back. And I worked in Grenada for a few years. Then I went to Canada for 30-something years and worked. And then I came back here about 14 years ago, and I've been back home.
Now, the big question is, Jose. Oh, yeah. No, well, I can't ask you the question again because you just said home. So I can't ask you the question. The question went out the door.
This is the only home I know.
You know? Wow. That's so very touching. But where did Mom and Dad originally come from?
Well, Mom was German, born in Madrid, And Dad was Spanish of Gaelic descent, born in Madrid also.
Okay.
And then they eventually came to the Caribbean. I mean, they went to Venezuela for a number of years, and then they came to Grenada in 1957.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they've been here since.
Why did Mom and Dad love Grenada so much? Do you know? Did they ever tell you?
Well, what is there not to love about Grenada? It's the people are beautiful. The island is beautiful. You know, you're not very intelligent if you don't fall in love with Grenada.
But then again, only Grenadians would say this, and you are a Grenadian.
Well, yes. I mean, I feel Grenadian. I am Grenadian. I hold a Grenadian passport. You know?
And that is not something you had to buy. That is something that you earned.
No, I earned it.
You earned that one.
My daughter is Grenadian also.
Oh, she was born here?
And she's very proud. No, she was born in Canada, but I made sure I went and registered her at the consulate. And she wanted to be Grenadian, so before she turned 18, she elected to become a Grenadian.
Okay, that is so sweet.
And she comes down once or twice a year.
All right. Now, Jose, I know you had a problem recently, and that's exactly why I'm calling you this morning.
Right.
You lost one of your dogs. What happened?
I salvaged the dog. It's cost me a fortune in veterinary bills. But a little over 2 weeks ago, it was on a Saturday. Not this. Last Saturday would be 2 weeks before that. Somebody ran over the dog. The dog usually doesn't stray off my property. But somebody ran over the dog and left it for dead on the side of the road. So she's a tough street dog. She's not the kind of dog that get run over. Somebody must have purposely or driven irresponsibly, recklessly, and it was during lockdown. We weren't supposed to have people on the road. It was Saturday morning between 9 and 11 a.m. So they ran her over. They broke a couple legs, busted up her head and her jaw. So anyway, I took her down to SGU and GSPCA several times, but she's on the mend, you know. Dogs are tough. She has 3 legs now, and she can't use one, but the 3 legs, she's learning how to get around. But I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed that somebody just bounced the dog and leave it for dead on the side of the road.
Did that accident, Jose, happen on your property?
I'm fairly sure it did, yes.
Okay.
She's not a dog that strays around. She's usually on the property. You know, and I don't let more than 1 dog out at a time because I don't need an incident where if you have 5 big dogs, people feel intimidated. They're not that they're violent, but if you feel intimidated and you start waving a stick or stoning them, they will react.
Well, yeah, they're dogs, and dogs will react.
I would react too if you stone me. You know?
Yeah. Yes, most definitely.
So anyway, I was offering a $3,000 reward if anybody had information leading to the arrest and conviction of whoever it is that performed cruelty to animals, which we have legislation against that in the island. So.
And have you made? Is this the only time you made the public notice that you're offering that sum?
Yes, this is the first time I'm making the public notice.
Okay, so.
And I thought of you. That's why I called you. I thought, well, let me call Andre. I know you.
You know me.
Of course, I know you.
Who said that?
Well, yes, we've known each other. I don't know how long now, but
yes. So
we've met a few times.
I'm happy to assist here in terms of putting that information out, which you just did, and I'll continue putting it out.
Right.
That you're offering $3,000 to the
information leading to the arrest and conviction.
All right. Well, let's cross fingers here. And hope that something good will come out of it, Jose.
Well, I hope so. It's not that I'm trying to rat people out or anything. It's just every day when I look at this dog in pain, suffering, it breaks my heart, and it gets me annoyed.
Well, my brother, take care of yourself. What are you having for lunch today?
You too. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I cooked chicken roti yesterday. but I don't know what I'm going to cook today.
Have fun, Jose. Take care of yourself, yeah?
Thank you, Audrey.
All
Thanks a
right, then.
million.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Okay,
Right.
thank you. Bye.
Yeah, my good friend there, Jose Rockefoot. Yeah, how could you? I mean, yeah, we drive in your dog's thing, but if you realize that you damage the dog, the best thing to do is to stop, don't you think? Yeah, and stop, and you can apologize to the person, say, hey, I really couldn't avoid it and whatever, and people will understand. But you run over and it's like leaving a human being for dead, don't you think? That was so very not nice. Come on, Grenadians, we shouldn't behave like that. All right, we're gonna take a commercial break and then we come back again. This is Real FM Radio.
I'm Ken Roy Batiste, resident host of Celebrate Grenada Live, inviting you to join me this and every Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Caribbean Time on Real 91.9 and 91.5 FM, simultaneously on drealfmgrenada.com. Celebrate Grenada Live, a melting pot of almost all things Grenadian, spotlighting our island paradise. Email celebrategrenadalive@gmail.com. Thank you, and we'll be live soon.
When you think of Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, what comes to mind? A reliable financial institution that has stood the test of time. Maybe you think about the convenience and quality financial service they provide. Do you think about their readiness to help you retire, achieve your academic goals, build your dream home, buy the piece of land, or the elegant car? Or maybe the convenience of their different locations, Jubilee Street in Grenville, or the new outlet on Lucas Street in St. George's in the Derek Sylvester building. Maybe you always consider how they're always a phone call away, 442-8602 or 438-4228. They're also online, www.grenvillecreditunion.com. No matter what comes to mind, remember, Grenville Cooperative Credit Union is the best place to save and to borrow, working with you to make your brighter tomorrow.
There comes a time in every household when a loved one passes on, and we all need the support and guidance of a trusted friend. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home has been your dedicated friend. And now, for your convenience and added financial ease, we introduce specially designed complete funeral packages from as low as $5,500. Same professional quality services, but now greater choices at the lowest possible prices. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. Conditions apply. Serving you from locations in St. George's, Grenville, and Carriacou. Call us at 440-2302 any time of day. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to the WORLD. Let me say good morning once again. Antonito Peters, what's up, bro? Vanessa. Tamika Moses, Stephen Simon, what are you doing today? Here's hoping that you and the family will have a wonderful day. Michelle Barry. Michelle, good morning. What? Michelle says, morning Real FM family, thank God for pain. For pain? Michelle, you must be crazy. Good morning to you, Ched. What's up, bro? You good?
It's a hungry world out there.
Ched, where is Ras David?
To get a share.
Yeah, the Rose Hill version. It was nice meeting him yesterday. Yeah, it was really nice meeting him. And Ched, the mechanic guy who could do some identify the different engines. What's up with him? How's he doing? You gotta be careful in whatever you do. But here's what, friends. I've got a friend online, And I thought I'd have a quick conversation with him this morning. I don't get him very often these days because he's off doing so many different things. Stanley Charles, good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning. Well, I thought I had to say two things so the audience understand. He wants to kill me off, so he brings me on close to a funeral agency, and then he's talking about food, the song, because it's World Food Day, and I know I'll have something to say about that. There we go.
World Food Day is tomorrow, Stanley. What's up with that?
It's Saturday, yes.
Well, tomorrow is being celebrated tomorrow, isn't it? Recognized tomorrow.
Okay.
But it's Saturday, yeah. So what say you?
I'm great, mate. I'm living in Grenada. I don't know about you lot, but I'm in Grenada.
Well, of course you are, because you are in the south of the island. That is Grenada. I live in St. Patrick.
Exactly. And the sun is shining. The carnage is its usual self, but these days it's a ghost town when I go walking.
Oh, really? What time do you go walking?
Oh, well, you know my time. I'm not going to tell anybody that. You know that.
I thought I'd catch you off guard there for a minute.
No, I protect myself.
You protect yourself.
All sorts of people, Mr. Charles. I said, well, how do they know me in the dark?
Come on. They know you. They know you. Who's the most important person you ever met on a walk?
I can't think of somebody as being the most important person because the people you may think as being important, they are in cars.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're in cars. There's people who are, okay, so on most mornings, I would see the Prime Minister's car. So I can't say he's in the car, but I see the cars. So I can't say I meet him. But I know the points where the cars will turn up. Once I see them 3 cars, I know it's them.
Oh, you know them. Where do you think he goes? To the beach?
No. He goes to the gym.
Well, how come you never turn up to that gym one day?
Who turned up? Me?
Yes, Stanley.
Well, I'm not part of the exclusive set.
Come on, Stanley. You're Stanley Charles, eh?
Well, I'm not going to go in no gym, mate. You have to have money. I'm notoriously broke.
But I thought Aaron was your father.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. I don't have access to the man's wealth. When you remember, I am the unwanted child, They only need me when they need something. Other than that, Stanley, we haven't seen him. I don't know where he is. That's it.
Did you just say that? Suppose they're listening, Stanley.
Well, they're used to me, so they wouldn't be offended. There he goes again. That's why people say he's mad.
Okay. Stanley, did you get a chance? I'm going to go straight to the Piper's Note. That's me making up that one. But did you get a chance to view Beyond the Headlines on Monday night?
No, but I know where you're going. But to be fair, it'd be very rare for me to look at anything on TV. But the way things go these days, usually somebody sends me a copy or a recording of whatever if they think that it's of interest to me. So I know where you're going. And yes, I have seen the relevant part and read about the relevant part, but I did not see it live.
You didn't see it live. Well, I haven't seen it live. Neither have I really seen much to do with it. But I've listened to people. Some people are okay with it. Some people are upset. What say you? Based on what you've seen.
Well, I think it's a given. People need to understand this. Look, it's a given. The Chinese make it quite clear that they do not interfere in the internal affairs of another country. Mm-hmm. That is a principle on which they stand. The Western world, because we're hypocritical, says, well, we will not interfere in the internal affairs of another country. However, we have prerequisites. You want money from the IMF? Prerequisites. You want money from the World Bank? Prerequisites. Human rights, you must practice human rights, transparency, and we go on. And you mustn't discriminate against my gay partners. So they don't interfere, but they manage you. However, it is indeed well recognized that a country does not interfere in the internal affairs of another. That's a given. That's how it is. So I have to be polite here. It's rather uncouth, but you could understand why the Antiguan Prime Minister would make comments about the internal matters of a sister country, being Grenada. He is distracting, and it's okay. It's politics. He is distracting from his own issues. And the way to do that, Grenada happened to be the fall guy.
What do you mean he's distracting from his own issues?
He have his own issues. Did his police not gas people? I mean, in this part of the world, do you gas demonstrators? You know, that is a bit harsh. In this
But he's saying that he wasn't there when it happened.
Well, no, he wasn't there, but he's responsible. What are you talking about? He is the head of the country. He is responsible. The police answer to him on the behalf of Antiguans. So, before the thing becomes political or whatever and he gets dragged on or get battered in the media, here we are. Grenada presents him with an escape clause. So you do the comparison with Grenada. Other people would have done it and mentioned a country in the region, not mention in the country. So it is wrong to mention the country. This is interfering in the internal affairs of another. Remember, Grenada and St. Vincent almost came to blows over the similar issue, and they kind of softened it out. And these things happen all the time. They usually refer to it as a diplomatic snap. Remember the Americans and the Europeans? The Europeans had enough of Trump, and they say, well, look, put up or shut up. And indeed, we went into a freeze in terms of relationship. So people need to understand this. It is totally irresponsible of anybody in charge of editorial that would make a decision to promote what another country is saying about your country, and worst of all, to give a platform to the Prime Minister of another country to comment on issues in your country.
So in essence, Stanley, are you saying here that what GBN did was not correct?
Well, not correct is being polite.
And I'm being polite today.
I mean, his yacht is not done. Well, are we the fourth estate in Antigua? Or are we the fourth estate in Grenada? Who our editorial have to support? Our editorial line must support the government of our country. We don't have to agree, but that is the editorial line. It's a different thing with a reporter reporting or so-called journalist doing a piece for the news. But when you have an editorial line that then seek to undermine the state, were you playing with fire?
Okay. So what do you think should be done? Should anything be done?
Well,
should the organization, should the entity be put to the sword?
No, you don't have to put them to the sword because unfortunately in our country, yellow journalism, which I refer to...
Hold on, be careful now. When you say yellow journalism, explain, Stanley, what that is, because it can be, there's a yellow, there's a green, there's a red, there's thing. So make sure you explain what is yellow journalism. Tell me.
Well, okay, I'll change the phrase and call it tabloid journalism.
Okay, great. That's better.
Tabloid journalism. But its origin is yellow journalism. It has nothing to do with any political parties in Grenada. And that kind of journalism, from my point of view, is irresponsible because what they do, it's all about money and whatever you can do to make money. And here is where we go. I'm sure Grenadians have heard of Fox News. Fox News is yellow journalism.
I share it. I love them.
Right? Yeah, I know you like them because they're right-wingers. And look who owns them. Rupert Murdoch. And what Rupert Murdoch has done around the world. So you have to understand that there is the issue of money. If you own GBN, you're looking at the bottom line. Well, how much money are we making? How much more can we make? And suppose we shift the editorial to be scandalous, to be irresponsible. We have a greater audience, money in the bank. Now, I wasn't there when they made these kind of decisions, but I'm saying that's how the decisions are made. If you're running an entity, it's got to make money. And how do you make money? It's well established in terms of tabloid journalism. Look at the third page of all these tabloid newspapers. It's either a half-naked woman, nearly naked woman, so everybody will buy it. They want to see a naked woman. What's wrong with that? But it is the bottom line. You don't go to tabloid journalism to find out anything factual or learn anything or educate yourself, elevate yourself mentally. No, that's not their business. They're into tit and bomb journalism, and it makes money. So here you are in Grenada. we have what used to be a state enterprise, and people still think it's a state enterprise, and it's wayward. But you see, you are asking, put them to the sword. No. The last time when the Prime Minister was a bit peeved, as they would say, when they did a story on him and they didn't get a comment from him, however, ran the story, and then he objected. Now, all he asked for, which I thought was a bit wrong, all he asked for is that they apologize and pay his legal fees. But if I were GBN, I wouldn't apologize, because when his lawyer or the lawyer acting on his behalf wrote to GBN, the thing was on the net. So you complain about my utterance, which is offensive to you, and then your lawyer puts it on the net. So again, Grenada is messed up. So you can't then put them to the sword. They are wayward, and they have to be brought in line. But how do you bring them in line?
That's what I'm going to ask you now, Stanley. How do you bring them in line? What do you do? Because remember that Grenada does not own the majority shares, do they? No, they don't.
No, but okay. For instance, in a sophisticated country, people close to the Prime Minister would make certain statements about the media being irresponsible, and it ought to be responsible, and recognizing that you may end up before the court. No, even the tabloid journalism. They have a blank check. They're never going to the court, They write the checks because they don't want to go to the court. They don't want the court ruling against them. They pay up the money in advance. We haven't got money in Grenada, so you can't pay up the Prime Minister and shut him up. You're going to end up in the court. But there's also, in most countries, an authority that oversees the media. So that's who you would go to and complain before going to court. And they would act upon it. But Grenada is not sophisticated. These things are in name, not in practice. Here is my pet thing, and you know, Andrew, that I moan about this all the time. How do they allow these explicit songs to be played on the radio with people's children listening to it? How do they do that? Because in other countries, you cannot go down that road before 9 o'clock. And these days, kids perhaps stay up till 10 o'clock. So before 10 o'clock, it's a watershed. You cannot have anything there that is going to offend the family. You know that is the rule. And I'll give you an example quickly. I'll take America, how advanced they are. In what was a family program with Janet Jackson, accidentally her breast flew out. Whoops! Close down. Charge everybody. Because what they did, they breached the law accidentally. They didn't mean to show her breast, but it was an accident.
It was called a wardrobe accident, wasn't it?
Since then, she has never walked because she refused to apologize because it was an accident. Others did. So in a country like Grenada, we are not offended if Janet Jackson's breast was on 6 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock. It doesn't matter. We want to see. So you have to bring back some sort of norm. Grenada is not a normal country. Anything goes. Because the media have got away with this for the longest while. They play explicit songs anytime. Don't care whose children is listening. They don't care because they don't know that there are rules. And they don't care about the rules neither. They play what they want. In which country, except maybe in countries like Grenada, where this jockey can play what he or her wants. The playlist is created by somebody else who knows the rules, and you cannot go and play songs that the playlist did not provide for you. So, and in Grenada here, if you now start to implement the rules, everybody, they don't like us. You see, we're not in the camp. They don't think it. But sooner or later, we're going to have to abide by the rules. There is something else that I will mention, Andre, and I'm sure you know it. There is a thing that is used in England called a D-notice.
No, I'm not aware of that one. Tell me.
All right. So if the government is going to be offended by what Panorama, whoever, ITN, ITV, whoever they're going to produce is coming out, they know it's coming out. So they say, well, look, this is against the national interest. D-notice. You can't go with it. You cannot go with it. Okay. You have to wait before you can go with it because it's against the state interest. Now, the simple part of that is, Andre, when you have the Queen's list naming the different people who's going to be knighted or given some award or OBE, MBE, it comes to you with an embargo tag. It's there. You have it maybe 10 hours in advance. before it can be published. But it says embargo. If you're smart, publish it. See what will happen to you. You can't publish it. It's an embargo. So, but in Grenada, we don't understand that. We go, no, man, we get it first, man. Let's put it out, man. Put it out, don't matter. We'll put it out now. In other countries, they'll lock you up because this is the rule. You follow the rules. It's an embargo. So the Prime Minister, our Prime Minister, recently spoke to CTV. And somebody sent me the stuff and then called me back and said, what do you think? I said, well, he's talking economics. He's not talking COVID. He's talking economics, which means something is going on with tourism, and he's appealing to Canadians to come to Grenada and enjoy the Spice Island. And I said, so what's wrong with that? You may say he's insensitive, but he's trying to get the economy going. So a story like that, the Grenadian journalists would be briefed in advance. Look, the Prime Minister is doing an interview. So when the interview comes out, if they're able to see it, then they don't write a story that is cockeyed. They write a story that, hey, he's doing this on behalf of the nation, and he's promoting the economy and what it may mean to the tourism sector and all the rest of it. But in Grenada, they say, hey, look at them. We dying and look at what he's talking about. Because they're not trained. The man's duty is to kickstart the economy. And remember, the budget is coming up soon.
Well, the throne speech is today, Stanley.
Oh, God. Well, that's a
show. Not today, tomorrow. Tomorrow is throne speech, yeah.
Well, that goes to show you, right? Yeah. So the journalists here, they're not trained and they don't understand briefing. And I'll give you an example which your audience would be aware of. That I was on Andre's program and I was in the station saying that them farmers are little fools. Don't help them. They waste the time. They don't. And so people got annoyed with me. Say, well, you could say that. It's true. Now, Andre gave me some information. And then later, Andre asked me to comment on it. I said, no, boy, I can't do that. So he got annoyed. Now, other people figured, well, Stanley knows something. And they asked me. And I said, no, I can't. It's privileged information. And Andre knew that. So he entrapped me. He gave me the information. If I wasn't going to talk to him, then I can't use it because it's privileged. This is something journalists have to understand. If you have privileged information, it cannot be used because that's what it is. It's privileged information. And when you're dealing with government, they'll tie you up with these kind of things. Say it's privilege, right? So you can't use it because it's privilege. But when they use it, you could then use it, but you have the full information in advance. But it's called privilege. Mm. So Andre knew that and tied me up with it. Say, here you are, Stanley. Here's the information you want. I got it, but can't use it unless I use it on his station because it's privilege. So I said, well, I'm not using it. So you have to understand the rule. You recall that, I take it.
Stanley, let me ask you this other question. Let's go. I'm not even going to go into that one. I'm not even going to go into that one. But I need to ask you this. What do you think should happen? Really interesting. I'm going to zero in, and people can call me whatever, but I'm going to zero in. Should there be a shake-up at the national station, national entity, whatever? Should there be a shake-up?
Yes, I think that it's overdue. The government ought to ask for an explanation of the editorial policy. We're not living in Trinidad. The Trinidadians may own the majority shares, fine. But the editorial here have to be sympathetic to the state of Grenada, not the NNP, not the NDC, not them other people, whoever their names are. I don't know them, so with respect. Ask for the editorial. Explain the editorial. You don't have to do it to the Prime Minister. He will nominate somebody or whoever. The government nominates somebody to understand how this editorial works because it works against Grenada. And we could give you an example. There is also something which is again, bear in mind, that is not used in Grenada. You're perverting the course of justice. And one of the days, the GBN editor is going to end up in jail. Even whether they hold them in jail for a day or two, they're going to hold them because you're perverting the course of justice. This is a real incident. Somebody gets raped and GBN turns up, allegedly raped. GBN turns up to interview the person that has been raped. Well, where does that happen? And you don't hear anybody saying anything, but one of the days they're going to go a little too far, end up before the court, and the court will have You will get locked up. It's no second chance and, oh, we forgive you. You're going to get locked up.
And Stanley, here, the lockup is it's not going to be the reporter, you know.
No, it's not the reporter. That's why I keep telling you, editorial. It's the editor. Again, to be fair to us, in other countries, you have access to the lawyers. So you're writing a story, and it's a bit sensitive. You will ask the lawyers. You ask the suits. So you call up one of the suits and ask the suit, you're going to read the story. You read the story, and the suits say, no, take this out, take that out, take that out. So they edit the story for you legally before you could go to air with it.
Mm-hmm.
And if after the suits gave you the go-ahead, the other people then complain, then the suits will protect you. So, but this doesn't exist here. If you are, a reporter or whatever in Grenada, you're the king of them all. You could do and say what you want. No rules. But there are rules. And until somebody gets locked up or just detained, because it's, it's a little country, so the judge may say, well, just hold them for a day or 2 days, settle on their lesson.
But Stanley, it could happen if government decide, okay, fine, we're going to do something about this. We're going to do something about the music. We're going to do something about understanding the people's editorials and letting people know that, hey, you can be against the NNP government, but you're not supposed to go against the state. If this starts now, Stanley, wouldn't people start crying and say, well, he's censoring, want to control the media? Wouldn't that be the case?
Well, you open yourself for that. No, yes, people will say that, but people will always say that. There's a difference between censoring and abiding by the rules. We've always had censor in Grenada, and censor exists all over the world. When you look at a movie, doesn't it tell you about censor board? Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a movie, same thing we were talking about, where it says you can't see it unless you have an adult with you. The names there, I don't even remember the rating. I know the X rating because it's for people like me. But you have family thing. So when you do a movie, before the movie goes on general release, the censors look at it and say, hey, this is not fit for children. We'll take this part out because, children under 14 need to see that.
Mm-hmm.
So the censorship is not bad. But you have to understand what censorship is and how it works. But what we see as censorship is they're restricting your freedom of expression, which is a different issue. But now in Grenada, freedom of expression cannot be suppressed because we have alternative media. As I do my videos and I say what I want. However, I play by the rules because I know other people will say, he knows the rules, so let's get him. But yes, the government it has the authority. For instance, and without taking up too much of your time,
yeah.
When the doctors declared that we had an emergency or a crisis, whatever the word was used, the government then, if it wanted to, had the right to use what the doctors say and commandeer the GBN in terms of the news, the information that is being put out on behalf of the state and the COVID-19, so you have one voice. They didn't do that.
They had that authority?
Yeah, of course they have the authority. In any democratic country, you have that authority. Because we haven't got a state broadcaster. GBN is the state broadcaster. Grenadians don't know Trinidadians own it. They think it's theirs, right? GBN. What was it before? Grenada Broadcasting, whatever it is. Now, they have the authority, and they let that go. Why we have all this confusion? Untrained voices, uninformed voices are now telling you, they give you all kind of opinion without any facts about this COVID-19 and all the rest of it and the dangers. And they don't know because they're not trained, they haven't got the information. So in any other country, it's a single, even in America, it's a single source. Once they put out what the single source say, in a country like America where freedom, they then interpret and say things, but they cannot overlook the single source. And in Grenada, we overlook the single source because we know best. So it don't matter what the government say, man, let's do what we want. And they do what they want. And nobody tells them anything. But now, because we are at a tipping point where GBN is embarrassing, they're wayward, how could they go and speak to the leader of another country about their own country internal affairs. They could have gone, I know it doesn't exist, they could have gone to T.A. Marshall Community College or our university, St. George's University, and ask an expert in there, either somebody who specializes in economics or specializes in politics, and ask them about the spat between the two prime ministers. And so it would have been all right. You have an expert commenting on either side, and the expert would have said the same thing that I've just said. Look, it's an internal matter. The external prime minister can't comment about it. It's wrong. But the experts would have said that. But you didn't do that. You're promoting what the foreign prime minister said about your matter, the internal matters of your country. You breach the rules. And when you breach the rules, you have to pay. But they go, all right, man, don't worry, man. They go, fix that up, man.
Here is something, Stanley, that one of the persons on the platform said. In total agreement with the gentleman. Imagine calling you a gentleman. Little do they know. In total agreement with the gentleman. GBN's exodus is a clear signal there is a pharaoh in Egypt. We are striving relentlessly in many quarters to be a vagabond nation, and that is dangerous.
Yes, well, that is because there are no rules. Now, as people know, I have a media background. I'm not a journalist. I've never been a journalist. I'm a producer, I'm an editor, a researcher. That's my thing. Now, the media is critical in shaping policy, and people would have heard me on your program when I speak about the brainless man. So I think it's dangerous having the brainless man. He has perhaps the most popular station in Grenada, but he's not informed, and he doesn't understand issues. So he's not helping. The government may think he's helping, but he's not helping in terms of massaging public opinion. That is your role, to public opinion. Public opinion is what runs the country. How do you influence public opinion when the people you have doing it are not trained and don't know what they're doing? So yes, it would be a pity, because you are implying that before an election, we're going to have to straighten up the media. No, I think the time is now to straighten up the media, because the blunders is being made now. Why overlook you have the blunders, which you hold up. You're not against the media. You're not censoring it. Say, well, look, you clearly breached the rules. You want us to drag you to the courts, or we can talk and resolve it and come up with how we ought to behave. Because the same rule applies to Andre. Andre gets away with it because he is a member of the NNP, and he doesn't say it, but he's a political commentator. He does politics. And I can get in myself in situations where people say, but Stanley, Andre is a friend of yours. How do you explain that? I said, but he's politics. He's doing politics. He clearly states where he stands. So his editorial have a political slant. So don't you recognize that? No, well, I say, well, that's your damn business. What more can I tell you? But this is how the things operate. When Fox, as we mentioned, takes a position, nobody questions it, because that is Rupert Murdoch editorial, and that's his slants. Other people may say, well, that is the conservative approach. Yes, but it's an editorial. So what is the GBN editorial? I always say they are the enemy within, because the editorial is a Trinidadian editorial. It's not a Grenadian editorial. It's not sympathetic to the state of Grenada. If you don't like the Prime Minister, you have all reasons not to. Go and do a documentary. Do some research, a half an hour documentary about something he did wrong. So you show him up in that light. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, for instance, look at how the recent disclosure in terms of where people have their money stashed away and whatever. Look at what the British media did. They put all the emphasis on Kenya and let Tony Blair off the hook, because Tony Blair is one of them, right? So that's an editorial. It's a deliberate slant, because Tony Blair was a prime minister who opposed all these things, and it was wrong to do that, yet still he is doing the same thing, stashed away money and all the rest of it to take care of his interests. So we highlight on the black guy, Kenya, the president of Kenya, had 30 million stashed away on behalf of the family. They're not saying he did anything wrong. The papers did not find that Kenya did, or any one of them, did anything wrong. Because in terms of the Kenyan issue, the companies that they create is no longer functional. But I'm just saying, So the editorial, even the Kenyan editorial, was not, as it were, violent against the president. They just wanted to know where you got the damn money from. Where did the family go, and why did they do this? That's editorial. What would the Grenadian editorial be? We don't know.
You're given the opportunity to fix this, Stanley. What's the first thing you do?
Well, why would I want the opportunity?
I didn't ask you if you wanted. I said you were given.
No, well, I think you're given the opportunity is you would ask the various people for their editorial policy. Because you have to be open and then say, look, in a small country, we can't do this, we can't do this. This is how an into. And we could look at other people's. We could go and take other people's experience. Because when the last WTO, World Trade Organization, came unstuck, it came unstuck because of the Canadians and the French. The Canadians say, well, look, we're not Americans. We're from North America, but we're not from the United States of America. So we're not going down their road in terms of editorial. We have our own editorial, and we want to promote Canadian content. The French says, well, get lost. We're not signing that. And it was held up. That is how Canadian artists end up on Canadian radio stations and get exposure. Because the Canadian government at the time stepped in and said, we're not signing that. We're going to promote our artists. So that's an editorial decision. You're promoting Canadian artists, be they filmmakers, dancers, whatever, and that's how they got to the fore. The French say, we are not American. We have our own film industry, so tell the Americans get lost. And they didn't sign it. We busy to sign anything they put in front of us. So when you listen to a Grenadian radio station, how often do you hear Grenadian artists in prime time? You don't hear them because the Grenadian radio owners of the radio station don't know the value of the radio station, and it is their business to promote Grenadian creative arts.
Stanley, Stanley, you're on a Grenadian radio station right now, eh?
Well,
and this is prime time.
It's prime time. Are you
this is prime time, you know. Huh?
Listen, you remember this. I'm sure you remember this because I confronted you with it. When I found out there's this girl called Sabrina Francis.
Yeah.
Right, and I came to you and I say, Andre, look, this girl, this, and he says, I didn't get lost. I know I know the family, they come from so and so. Okay, here is a young woman who obviously have some talent and have done several videos and songs and things. Why are we not promoting her and her music? Why are we not promoting the people called Palm Tree Corner, who doing a lot of
the ones out of Bobby Caracou.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why are we not?
They're beautiful. Yeah.
Why are we not promoting that art on our stations? It's okay. Raga, 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 raga. Well, okay, fine. Nothing wrong with raga, raga, raga. But give us access. Grenadian poets. When was the last time you heard a Grenadian poet on a Grenadian radio station? All these things are things that have to be reviewed. Imagine you have a child. Well, okay, you have children. Imagine you have a 14-year-old daughter who insists she's going to be a dancer and always dancing and this and whatever. And you don't want her to be a dancer because, you're dead in the water. Well, where is she going to get a job? In the hotels? Maybe. And is she going to get any promotion on TV? No, it's not going to happen. So the daughter see you as wicked. Daddy don't want me to do this. He don't want me to do that. Because you know that you'll be having to support her for the rest of her life. She'll never get a break because of how the country works. The tourism sector, which I am always going on against them, that's the only place these people could get to perform, and maybe some club that for once a year or whatever. But if the radio station reflected this Sabrina Francis did a song that is taken from Sauti Soul called Susanna. And I think she did a good cover version of it. But would you hear it on a Grenadian radio station? Should you be able to hear it?
I was embarrassed by my nephew when Sabrina just started. I think it was her first video that she put out, and I was in New York, and I woke up one morning and he was in the basement blasting this song. So I came out and I said to him, I said, man, that stupid noise is just making a man head dull. You know, because the house is yours. And he says, stupid noise? that is your people. And I say, my people? What are you talking about? My people? What are my people? He said, Mister, this lady is Sabrina Francis. She's from St. Patrick's now. And I'm like, okay, fine. Well, who is that? And he says, look at you, big radio announcer. You know, he embarrassed me. And I'm like, okay. And then I made it, Stanley, I will try to stay abreast with so many of these artists. But what's happening with them too, Stanley, is that a lot of them are not briefed in relation to media also. So what they do, Stanley, is that they release a song on YouTube or whatever, and nobody knows. There's no big halabala about it. Nobody knows anything. So then, you're struggling to find them. You want to play them, but you're struggling to find them because they don't even send the songs, because they believe that a release on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, they believe a release there, that's it, not realizing that mainstream media, i.e. radio and television, needs to have your stuff also.
Well, I would say this, that okay, let's blame both sides of failing, because we haven't got an industry. What you're saying is true, that any artist, as soon as they release their song or whatever, there's a bio that goes with it. If it's a video, they'll send you a video, because next week they're doing interviews. So all the stations in Grenada will be interviewing Sabrina Francis. We'll get to know who she is. They may give us some CDs. She may come and open stand for a day outside my pal Calico downstairs there, signing autographs and whatever. But our people don't even go for the autograph. But just to see her and get pictures of her or whatever. There's a whole promotional aspect that goes with it. And remember, this is also jobs. So the media have that role to play. Because if Sabrina Francis gets into the top 20, I'll back it off. The top 50 in America, top 50 in terms of popular music, she's made for the rest of her life. Grenadian economy look different. If for that happens, other artists are in line. You don't know who they are because we don't promote them. And my argument is the same way. People know I know about England. The English has decided, look, it's compulsory. You must learn steel band. White people, you must learn steel band. Is it compulsory in Grenada that we highlight Grenadian artists? It isn't. But this is discussions that have to take place and that have to be done. I happen to know about, I can't remember how I came across her, but I think it was in the station with you, and I'm talking and saying, look, we need to promote our local people. That was when you were recovering. Mm-hmm. And so the Sabrina Francis came up because I went looking for the different people, and your man, whose name I forgot.
Dougal.
Dougal.
Yeah.
Right? He knows about her.
Yeah,
he
does.
told me about her because I know Sakina. So because I know Sakina, I know some of the local artists' names, but I didn't know Sabrina. And then I asked Sakina about Sabrina. She gave me the whole rundown of Sabrina. And then they do this thing in the lighthouse or whatever it's called. So I've seen a lot of this stuff. And then I came across these people, Palm Tree Corner, who I think are doing splendid work. But we need to see that. So in terms of GBN, because you're not TV, in terms of GBN, you would say, well, why can't they make a decision once a week to have a variety program and have our artists there? We have some fantastic young people doing poetry. You know, they will never get anywhere because of the country. So let's put them on and people realize, hey, look, we have poets. They're very good poets. We have struggling writers. Grenadians don't write plays. They write something called skits. So it's like a short play.
Shut up. Stop embarrassing us, Stanley. Stop it.
A short play. So these people have to be promoted because the economy, which Andrea's government has been trying to change the economy, and I give them credit. What they did, they went down the road of invisible, which was the offshore banks. That messed up. And now we have the citizenship by investment, which is a major thing in terms of invisible earnings. But the artist could earn twice time that money as invisible earnings. The Americans boast about spreading American culture and the influence that gives them around the world. They tell you, the Americans will tell you that they created rap. That's not true. The Jamaicans created it. And the Jamaicans used to call it toasting. Daddy Hugh Roy. Eh?
Yeah.
Right. That is who created it. Look at what it has done for the Jamaicans in terms of the money. Right now, and Andre, I'm sure you're aware of that, in the James Bond new movie, they're using Bam Bam. What a Bam Bam.
I haven't seen it. I haven't. I know it's it's A Time to Die or something like that. Is that the name? But I haven't seen anything from it as yet.
Right. So the song is Toots and the Maytals song. So
Yeah.
now,
What a Bam Bam. Yeah, that's true.
so now they're battling for royalties. So I'm saying, and you remember, Andre, when Eddie was on your station when you were talking to him, Eddie said that he went to the guy in his government and asked them to buy Michael Jackson catalog.
Yeah, he did say that. He said he went to them to ask them to buy the Motown catalog.
Yeah,
buy the Motown catalog, and they laughed at him.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because our people don't understand. Money is not just made from tourism or agriculture. There are other things, and in Grenada, we have these other things. It's in our head. When Wizard made, not to come back again, the one before that about the IMF.
Yeah, I'm the IMF, yeah.
All right. That song could have been used against the IMF in terms of anti-IMF discussion around the world. Because today, the Barbadian Prime Minister, Mia Mottley, uses the same argument against the Bretton Woods system. And here we have a Grenadian artist who wrote a song about it. Why didn't we promote it and get the benefits of it, the PR out of it? And then they come back again, which is capitalism. You know, we're back. We don't have any share in the economy. Why are we not doing that? So this is why editorial is important. Use the editorial, not to bash the government. Use the editorial to reflect the changes and also promote issues. If you want to be and you have the right to be critical of the government, then you create a program that allows you. But in news and whatever, it's not to be critical. It is reporting of the facts. And the fact that another prime minister attacked our prime minister and the running of the country, that's just a news item. It's not an item to then go and invite the Antiguan prime minister to use a Grenadian platform to attack Grenada. How does that work?
Stanley, I just got something here from a friend of mine, Johnny. Johnny Charles is always keeping me up to date. But Sabrina, she's on tour.
Well, she's always on tour.
Yeah, but she's on tour. Well, she's going to be on tour, actually, because we're in October. Mm-hmm. So she's going to be on tour for the entire month of November, tour in Europe. From the 5th of November, she's going to start at a stable in Bristol.
Yes.
And she's going to end at the Scala in whatever that place is. I can't pronounce the name. I'm not.
It's in Sweden.
What?
Isn't it in Sweden?
It is somewhere in Sweden, but I rarely wet the con. If that is anything close to it, I never go with these people you can't. Like I can do Zurich and so on, but others and Bern and so I could do that, but I try to stay away from these people's pronunciations.
Well, look, at least one of your listeners is in touch and is aware of Sabrina Francis going on tour. I am sure at some stage we have to consider her as a cultural diplomat for Grenada. I think she was in Namibia last year, or wherever, because I'm sure that's where she.
Yes, she was.
Right, and I'm sure that's where she picked up Salty Soul song. What do you call her? Susanna. I'm sure.
But she did a video with one guy from Namibia too, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, she did a video with him, I think. Yeah.
But I know she did the video. So here is the girl. So whenever, I don't think anybody in Namibia would have ever heard of Grenada. So if she did any interviews there, Grenada gets credited. It's rather like I recently learned, a few days ago, that Grenada have representative in Ghana. And I say, well, because somebody comes and says, Stanley, you're always talking about the Barbadians and what they're doing and the Jamaicans. How about that? We have a mission in Ghana. I say, this is nonsense. Where you get this from? And then he told me where the mission was. So I said, I haven't yet got it confirmed in Grenada that we have a mission in Ghana. Because, as you know, Andre, after the Africa CARICOM Summit, or the CARICOM Africa Summit, however it goes, because I was looking at it, we meaning the Caribbean, are going to have diplomatic representatives in Kenya. And the Barbadians are going to have their own representative in Kenya. Plus
yes, I was reading about that with Maya Motley establishing her own, and they giving Maya Motley red carpet treatment and stuff like that. I read that.
Right. And now, again, one of the things, again, talking about our media, because I don't think our media did it. One of the things that came out of that summit, that we were being told for the first time that the South African, the COVID drug that the South African is producing comes to the Caribbean. Trinidad has already got theirs. So I said, well, I wonder when Grenada is next. Let me keep an eye on that to see when we're getting ours. So it's important that the South Africans, of course, they're manufacturing the drug on a license.
Mm-hmm.
All the African countries are getting, and since we are Africans, and, you know, we are part of the African Union, we have observer status and all the rest of it, we are going to get the drug. And I thought that was important, that, look, why haven't we picked up on that? That here we are trying to build bridges to Africa. They accept us as part of Africa, but we are in the diaspora. And now the politicians have decided, oh, look, so South Africa is manufacturing the drug. That's where we're going to get our drugs from. That's important. But you don't hear it again, editorial decision. If I know, the editors in Grenada must know, because it wasn't a secret. Because the first time I came across it looking at a Kenyan site. That's how I got it. So when it came up on the day, I knew it was good. So I went looking for it and found it and listened to it. And here, the smart thing, I love this Barbadian. Before Mia Motley finished speaking, her piece was cut off and it was on the net. And I said, boy, these people understand real PR because they know how to push their prime minister. But here it was. This is significant in these changes that are taking place. But there's editorial decision because the Kenyans, one of the Kenyan TV stations, then make a decision to carry it as a news piece. Then South Africa, when South Africa did, I said, what? The South Africa, of course, the South African did it from the angle of their president because he was on. But so where's the Grenadian part of it? The same thing like what's coming up, COP 26.
Yeah, that's just now. That's in November, isn't it?
Right. I bet all we're going to be hearing is the American view and maybe the British view. Will we hear CARICOM view or what Grenada thinks about the environment, about climate change?
I was speaking, Stanley, to the British. Is it High Commissioner to Grenada? Is that...
Sorry. I think just went by. I didn't hear the last
No,
word.
I was speaking to is it the British High Commissioner to Grenada? Earlier this week. She's based in Grenada, but the British representative in Grenada.
Yes,
let me be very safe.
Yes.
And I was speaking to her earlier this week, and we spoke about the support that Britain is giving to Grenada and small island states in relation to COP26. And she spoke of working along with our very own Simon Steele in relation to that, which is coming up in November. Yeah. So based on that, I'm aware of them working directly with us so as to ensure that we have a good presentation, I guess, at COP26.
Well, I don't want to bust your bubble, but they're working with us or they're working against us.
Okay.
But it's important that we take part and able to extract. Remember how these things work. The people who are getting all these fundings under the environment, then they talk to us and give us, the crumbs, and they get the credit. Because what is the world have done, the smart world, they talk about this and what we need to do, but then they say, okay, we will help you, the lesser countries, while we get the grandfather clause So we're not going to do anything for 5 or 10 years or whatever, but you lot do the work because we're going to fund you. And that's how we got the Nawasa plant, the Nawasa building in the city here. That's how they got the money. That money is hopefully meant to help us. There are lots of other things in terms of the environment. But what I'm saying is the man in the middle gets the money, not us. When they come to save the Caranage, as you know, the reports out saying in 10 years' time the Caranage will be under the sea. So we have to do something about it. We are not the players. We just making up the numbers. So yes, the British would say that, and there's no reason why they ought not to say it. But we ought to be able to influence them if they're influencing on our behalf. Again, editorial. We don't know what our government wants because our government have not briefed us. Look at what you said. I'm sure it was not a casual meeting that you bump into and she told you that.
No,
exactly.
We had an appointment set and a discussion for the radio. Yeah.
Exactly. And she put on behalf of her government, what her government is doing to help a poor island state. We're going to help you to build a few toilets.
Stanley, shut up. You're crazy. Okay, finally here, Stanley. And I'm going right back to where we started. Fire management?
Oh, God. In Grenada, that is a bit harsh. I think the management ought to be censored. Yeah, the management ought to be censored. But in Grenada here, and if you had asked me that a few years ago, I'd say sack them out. But in Grenada here, it's difficult to find a job. You've made a mistake, accept you've made a mistake, and then you get demoted because you can't hold that position and, as it were, rubbish our Prime Minister publicly and get away with it because it's obviously it's a flawed decision. There may be mitigating circumstances that cause you to do it, but it doesn't hold up. It's wrong. Recognize it's wrong. Recognize the jeopardy you put our country in and pay the price. But not censorship, because that does not work. And again, I'm not too sure that the government itself feels secure enough to demand from the Trinidadians, look, we want an understanding of your editorial. This is what you've done. It is a major breach. And how are you going to correct it? And we need to know that you're going to correct it in a short space of time.
Stanley, I did say finally, but here's the final one. Can I do television in St. Patrick?
Well, Andrew, you're asking me, what did they say? What's the question? It's a rhetorical question. I told you years ago, you should be doing television because, what does the song say? Video killed the radio star ages ago? No, everything these days is visual, and visual has become so easy. Anybody with a phone is a filmmaker. And people understand. When you see... If you listen to radio, you then have to imagine, this Stanley's a fat guy, or he's a skinny guy, or he's a tall guy. You imagine. But you see the people, and you learn. Some of us, as everybody knows, I'm retarded. And therefore, I may have to see something to understand it. And my skilled imagination wouldn't work. And therefore, if you have television, if you have visual, people understand, and they could look at the visual over and over.
You haven't answered my question, Stanley. Answer my question.
Yes. What is the question then? I beg your pardon.
Should I do television in St. Patrick?
Yes, it's a must. That's why I said the question is rhetorical. Okay. Yes. It's yes.
And stop saying to everybody that you are retarded. I know that you're retarded, but you keep saying it so that people feel sorry for you. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you, Stanley. Forget that.
They may send me some ripe bananas.
That's Captain, please. I can get you ripe bananas outside of that. As a matter of fact, I promise when next time I'm coming to St. George's, I will bring you some bananas, right? Of whatever fruits are available, okay?
But it's only fair that people should understand that, like everybody else, I have issues that prevents me from being quote-unquote normal.
That would only happen in England. That doesn't happen in Grenada. In Grenada, they see you quite as normal as everybody else.
So that's nice to learn.
Have a nice day, Stanley, and do take care of yourself.
Thank you very much. Lovely.
All right, then. Bye-bye now. Take care. All right, bye. It's real. It's 91.9. We take a break, friends, and we'll be right back. Stay with us.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&N Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
Now more than ever, Flow is working hard to keep you connected to the things that matter most: your family, your work, and your favorite entertainment. We are also providing Flow Study free of charge so students can stay connected and up to date with their schoolwork. And because your safety is our highest priority, you can manage your account from the safety of your own home through the MyFlow app. We are here for you, keeping you connected.
Grenada Security Services Limited is looking to hire fully vaccinated male persons from St. Patrick to become a security officer. Eligible persons must be between the ages of 25 to 50 years, good physical condition, have a clean police record, must be able to work flexible hours, and from St. Patrick. Persons with security experience, preferably. Serious persons only. Call us on 405-7456 or 409-0976 or send us an email on gsslimited1984@hotmail.com.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Government, private sector, civil society, academia, farmers. The Ministry of Agricultural Lands and Forestry, in collaboration with the Food and Agriculture Organization, invites you to World Food Day 2021, the virtual edition, under the theme, Our Actions Are Our Future. Better production, better nutrition, a better environment, and a better life. Join us October 15 from 9:30 a.m. via Zoom, Facebook, GIS, and Real FM, as we recognize and celebrate the many successes of the agriculture sector.
Where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share.
This is real. This is 91.9, 91.5, www.drefmgrenada.com. Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Caribbean. Good morning to the WORLD. Now, for the past couple of times, I have not had to do my camera because one camera works. And can we move this? Yeah. You see him? That's him right there. That's him right there. See, there he is. BJ, good morning.
Morning, Andrew.
How you doing? How you doing?
I'm fine.
It is so good to see you, and the fact that the viewers are getting to see you this morning, it's kind of going to thrill them a bit. What's up, bro? What's cooking? What's popping?
World Food Day tomorrow.
Well, yeah, that that is cooking. World Food Day tomorrow. But they're gonna have a sort of a virtual thing, right, BJ? Because they've asked us to work with them here at GBN, but tomorrow we have the opening of Parliament again, so which would include the throne speech and everything. So that day we expect that to finish before 12 o'clock. So the World Food Day activities will officially begin on how you call it at 12:30, BJ. The World Food Day activities will officially begin. So, well, nobody can go to it, so because it's a virtual thing. So, whichever platform they choose, be it Real FM Radio, because I know we are part of it. I think GIS is part of it. So, whichever platform they choose, they'll get to be a part of the World Food Day activities. Mm-hmm.
Despite what is happening around us,
Mm-hmm.
they still decide to have it. And, in this time we have to be innovative. And I'm seeing innovation here, which makes a lot of sense.
We've got a call. I thought we had a call. I thought somebody was gonna make a comment on something. Good morning to my dear sister, my friend, my mentor, Sherma Wells. That's my shatter right there. Yeah, she's so cool. Good morning to you. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, sir?
I'm all right. And good morning to you. Sorry. Excuse me to BJ. Long time I haven't heard you. First of all, Mr. Andre, let me say that I sort of enjoy your interview with Mr. Stanley Child this morning. I thought it was one of the better ones that I've listened to him. I don't always agree with him. But I think he was somewhat overweight and never good today. I didn't agree with everything that he said, but a lot of what he said I in touch. In connection with the Prime Minister of Antigua, some of the things that the Prime Minister said, I was not in accord with him too. Some again, I sort of, look at it as just normal procedure, normal talk. When he made the statement that we have bodies line up in containers. I thought that was not pleasant to make on a station, and then he made it saying that he was not sure on the statement. So I think if he wasn't sure on it, he shouldn't make that statement. I thought, I don't know why the interview, when I heard it at the beginning, I got kind of, why just single out that Prime Minister? Is it because he made a statement about Grenada and the police? I don't know, but I think GBN have been lacking somewhere. I don't think GBN is living up to the expectation that I expect from them. I don't think so. And I don't have much experience or understanding in that, so I wouldn't want to make more comment on it. But I just feel that GBN is not living up to some of the expectation. Some of the news to me is not in keeping with what I understand. I'm sort of not too totally agree with GBN these days, but I think it's a medium that I continue listening and I will continue to listen to. So I say that. In terms with the persons, the rape case with a woman and the next lady in Grenville, that second time had been actually her house been vandalized. She was raped. She was raped some time ago, and now again her house is vandalized. Seen on television, Mr. Melville from Mount Horn, who I know very well, who two young men beat him up and take his keys for his van and whatnot. A lot of these street things, even in my case, I have two boys giving me extra problem, and every sector of the police force is aware of it. I want to repeat again, every sector from the top come down is aware of it, and nothing serious is done. I think we are lacking to some extent, and something has to be done in terms of that. Just imagine a man hold on a woman on a bed, have sex with her, take her to phone, take her money, and that person is at large still.
Clifford?
Yeah?
In the United States, there's a young man who may or may not be alive, but there's a young lady who is dead. and the young lady was last seen with him. That's in the United States, bigger than us, with more resources than us, and they can't find the guy. They don't know whether he's dead or he's alive, but they can't find the guy. So it is not correct for you to do so and just put it on the police that, okay, fine, this has happened and this person is still at large. It's not a situation whereby the person is going to go out there and say, well, I did it. It's not a situation whereby they have camera footage of the person doing it. So it is not correct for you or anybody at all to use that as a yardstick to judge our police and their investigation. Just thought you should know that.
All right, I accept it, but I'm still saying that, I mean, it is extra hurting, and in a small state as Grenada, I am believing that more could be done. I am believing that more could be done. But I agree. I am not trying to paint any picture on the police directly, but I'm saying
the doctors don't do investigation, and doctors in this country and nurses don't do investigation, teachers don't do investigation, the police does it. So when you speak of things like that, you are referring to the police, and you are putting not pressure, but you're throwing at them things that should not be thrown at them. You don't know how far they are with the investigation, and they can't just run and just pick up somebody, because that could create problems. We have to be very responsible in what we say. Too many times, we as people, we just say things for the love of saying things, and we expect, and it falls. And that happens simply because there are other entities that would just allow a person to say that. And then when it comes to people like me, that's why I'm not liked, because I will say, hey, no, you're not supposed to say that, and give you reasons why you're not supposed to say that. Continue.
Okay, that's your opinion, and
of
you have a right to it.
Of course it is my opinion.
Yes, and you have a right to it. And I have a right also to my opinion. I may not be totally correct in what I'm saying, but I have a right to my opinion.
That is why I'm here to correct you.
Huh?
That is why I'm here to correct you.
That's why I said that you might be right. I
know that I am right.
I didn't say I didn't take your correction. I'm saying that I have a right to see how I feel too.
Yeah.
Too. Right?
That's why I'm here to correct you. And
I have the right to say as I feel, and I think more could be done. Please. And I'm not just blaming the police alone. I'm saying more could be done in situations that I see happening.
All right, good.
Right? And I have facts for saying that.
Good, no problem. Facts, you should go to the police, help them with the investigation.
No, I didn't tell you I have facts to give the police.
Oh.
Don't tell me what I didn't say.
You had facts. I didn't know what facts
you have. I didn't say that.
But you said facts. It could be facts for anything.
It could be, but I didn't say that.
I don't know, so that's why I said
I didn't say it. So don't tell me that. Right? Mr. BJ, have a very good day. A long time I haven't heard you.
Yeah, you as always. Happy to hear you as always, Clifford. I listen to you calling on the program all the time.
Yeah.
No, without you, the program wouldn't be interested.
Well, not all the time. But I will make my contribution. Regardless of whatever others feel, I'll make my contribution when I have to make it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Have a nice morning, Mr. Bridgman.
Same thing to you, Mr.
Okay,
Andrew.
great. Take care.
Good.
It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5. BJ, World Food Day. Do you believe that... Okay, what does World Food Day mean to you? Caller, we're going to come after BJ answers the question. What does World Food Day mean to you, BJ?
World Food Day, Andre. Without food, people wouldn't be able to survive,
I'm aware.
Food is very, very important for the sustainability of, humanity. So it's fitting that they have a day for that, for World Food Day. However, the other thing, people realize how important it is to eat good quality food.
But are we doing justice to World Food Day? And when I say we, I mean farmers. Are we really part of it? Are we really doing the stuff? Is the Ministry for Agriculture doing what they're supposed to do? Your good friend, the Minister for Agriculture, is he doing some keeping?
And to the whole, probably you expect a little bit more, awareness and promotion in relation to, World Food Day, especially when it's coming up, know. And sometimes things like that, go unnoticed. And, because of the importance of World Food Day, we should be able to give it the credence, And sometimes we just let those events, just, pass by, just fly by. And we don't give it, the thrust and the impetus which is needed to, basically get into the culture, get into the people.
Okay. We've got a caller online. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like this little thing with you and Clifford because this morning when I was listening on Shaggy, and he was saying that the police should have picked up somebody idea. So it's one man having Grenada.
I don't understand.
No, this man I was saying that I said, what is man? And I tell somebody, I said, that one they go to Andrew, I say, Andrew, I said this morning, because they never made it go ahead with stupidness, you go stop them in the track and explain to them.
No, we'll have a discussion on it. You're not going to come here. Nobody's going to be allowed to come here and just, without, evidence, just bang up on anybody. It could be police, it could be doctors. You're not going to bang up on anybody like that.
Go ahead about the woman that gets raped in Grenville. The woman
the lady in Grenville, she came again to the spotlight because of her house being broken into. And between me and you, I did not see, yes, her house was broken into. And if I was a person doing that story, I would not have made the reference that she was raped or sexually abused a couple of years before. I will never have done that. And if I was to do an interview with her in relation to that, I would have done the interview and blotched her face. Why? Because somebody would have been able to point her and say, hey, that's the lady that was sexually abused 2-3 years ago. Right? So I would have blotched her face, did the interview, and not use her name. Right? That is how I would have done it. But other people have other ways of doing things. I understand that there's another one that would have taken place yesterday or something.
Yeah, I hear that too.
I've heard about that. Don't have the facts before me, so therefore I cannot comment on it.
What I'm saying, okay? Now, the lady said she left her home when she come back, she see the back of this house mash up. Nobody know who do the thing. How you want the police just pick up anybody? Just
Exactly.
The police could pick him up too?
They could pick me up, come and pick me up in Cities and carry me for an investigation too.
No, yes, sometimes I would like to listen, but some you get on, I don't know, you get to go there know sometime, man.
Well, don't get any nerves, Bridget. Don't get any
Have a
nerves.
good day, sir.
How's Auntie?
She good, you know, she listen. Yeah.
She ain't going, they ain't come back and give her the next thing yet?
Yeah, she get everything, man. She's nice.
Well, Auntie load up then. Auntie load up then.
Auntie charge. Auntie charge up, man.
Take care of yourself, Bridget.
All
right, one love. Yeah.
Andrew, a lot of problems we need to we need to try to solve them collectively rather than putting the blame on one sector and one individual. We have very good police in Grenada, very, very good.
I have my issues with them.
Well, they charge me regular, so
I know
for seatbelt.
I know, and I know they will continue to charge you for seatbelt.
But they're still good, and we have to understand that sometimes it's easy to point fingers, and we need to sit back sometimes and realize that they are human just like us. And look at the mighty America, as you were saying, with all the resources.
All the resources.
And
they're trying
to find one guy, and they can't catch up with him.
They don't know whether he dead or he alive.
Exactly. So it
and
happens.
they call a drone and all kind of thing. Why they didn't use that?
Satellite, not
They
even
say
drone.
satellites and everything. Then find him. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And if, let me tell you something. With all the conspiracy theories that are going around, I bet the guy took the vaccine. And they say the vaccine is to trace you wherever you are.
Oh, they can't trace you.
Is it trace you?
They say it's cheap so they can pick you up wherever you are.
Wherever you are. He's supposed to have a phone.
Yes.
Trace him?
Andre, you want to understand that some people, they can contain the ego, and the selfishness is without limit. So it's really difficult to communicate with people like those, because in the mind they perceive certain things and they basically think that's reality, and it's really far from reality sometimes.
We've got another caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Andre.
Good morning, sir.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Cousin BJ.
Good morning, how you doing, boss?
Very disappointed, Andre, and one of our family member, Andre, family member, Barry yesterday, and you don't turn up?
No. Let me tell you something. Funerals are not the same today. And if I go, hold on, no. If I go to a funeral I will be required to at least socialize with people. And some people come to funerals and how they want to socialize with you and want to come close and hug and stuff, and you don't want to do that, then it might be read differently. So as a result of that, I try to stay away from funerals. I know it's probably not the best thing, but it is the best thing for me, because I know my challenges, and it doesn't mean that I don't socialize, but how can I come to a funeral and can't hug Fluffy? Do you understand?
Yeah.
So the best thing for me to do is to stay away from the funeral.
Me and BJ represent you.
Well, I expect that. I mean, I expect you to do something, fly a flag for Andre. Did you?
Yeah, me and BJ handle it.
Okay, great. Mm-hmm.
All right, buddy. Take care, man.
Take care of yourself. One love. Yeah. Yeah, BJ, I try not to. I mean, Selwyn was buried. We're not necessarily great friends, but I knew him. He was, lived close to where the station was before, and I didn't go.
And the world has changed.
It's not out of disrespect.
And you have to adopt and adjust.
Yeah.
Given the time that you're living in.
Yeah.
That's what defines a human being. Yeah. Is the ability to adopt and adjust to suit situation and needs.
Yeah.
If you're unable to do that, then you get caught up in the storm.
Yeah, that's true. You do things that you're not supposed to do.
You have to assess.
And then when that happens,
and evaluate the condition before you move forward.
Mm-hmm.
It can determine life or death, especially the time you're living in.
Especially the time we're living in. Oh, your good friend is saying good morning to you. You don't know who it is?
Batway? No, good friend.
A doctor.
Oh.
Not Dr. Mitchell. I know that's your good friend, but not him. Come on, BJ. I bet.
Doctor.
Okay, well, Bartha is saying good morning. He said good morning earlier. He said good morning, BJ. Dr. Bowen Luzon.
Oh. He's listening. These are my mentor.
I know.
These guys are responsible for my development, Andrew.
Mm-hmm. He's on there. He's on the live and he's listening. He says good morning.
Very good friend.
Is he?
Nice personality.
He was retired, ain't he?
Yeah.
He's retired.
Mm-hmm.
But I tell you this, honestly, when I look at people like Bowen Luzon and others, around that, even your brother,
mm-hmm.
and they're retired, you tend to ask yourself, well, how could these guys retire when
and guys have half of the life still in them, eh?
Look at Shadow.
Bouncing all over the place.
Bouncing. As a matter of fact, I'll take a quote here from when Dr. Friday, my godfather, Trevor, when he had his last child. So I said to him, well, hold on, Brenton, what's going on here? He says, hold on. My sons are there. He ain't look like they're making any, so I'm going to make my own grandchildren.
Why not?
Well, yeah. I'm saying this to say, Shadow and Bowen, and so they're so full of life still.
A lot of life.
And it's retirement and they have to take it because of, age. Mm-hmm. They've gotten to that age. And I sometimes say, these are people that, if government had the resources, and I must add that part, these are people that you can still make use of. Don't you think?
Well, Andre, in my opinion, I think that resources that, are being wasted. The reason for saying that is that our private sector should be developing, such a way whereby it can absorb those people after they come out of public life. For example, you have Mr. Augustine David, now fits himself producing animal feed. That's okay, although he's selling it too expensive.
Yes, of course. Everybody knows that. That is too expensive. And he knows that, eh?
And you have people like Mr. Bowen, they should be basically absorbed in the because you have a lot of private sector businesses that are struggling because of, technical deficiencies. And those people can be very, very useful. The days where people just, go and or extension officer go and, give people information as to how to do this and how to do that, those days are obsolete, man. You need to basically have people there now, basically getting the job done.
Mm-hmm.
Life is a practical process. You tell somebody to do something, and when you go back, they've done it in the opposite way. What you do? You have to pick up the pieces and start all over again. Some business cannot afford for those kind of mistakes. It can determine whether you survive or whether you fail.
It's like some contractors building a house and building it, as you would say, wrong-sided.
And then you have to break it down and start all over again,
Yeah.
costing you twice the amount.
Or you have to break what's happening on the inside and change the inside.
There are
around.
some businesses, especially in agriculture, certain ventures, that you cannot afford to make mistake.
No.
Because the resources can be depleted very fast. You have to get it right.
Shocking.
And sometimes you need technical people around in order to get those things right. Even sometimes when the bank lend you money, you need technical people around
to advise
to tell you, well, this isn't going as expected,
What's going on? What are you how's it going? How's it going?
Putting in plants in the hydroponics next week.
Oh, yeah?
Functional. You should come and have a look at it.
Everything is ready?
Everything is ready. Plants are germinated and everything. We are going to put it in and
what plants would you be putting in the hydroponics?
Peppers, tomatoes. We're going to be putting lettuce. Mm-hmm. We're going to be putting some strawberry a little later, not just now. They're not selling the plants now. Maybe sometime January, February, we're going to be getting the plants and put those in. And we're going to be doing watermelon and cantaloupes in hydroponics also.
Pumpkins?
Pumpkin probably a little later. Pumpkin will take up too much space.
But wouldn't it take out the same amount of space that a watermelon would take?
No, differently. We were growing a miniature watermelon, a 2-pound watermelon, 3-pound watermelon.
I have been saying that last week. I was saying that we need to come down because what is happening?
People can buy a watermelon for $40 and $50. So we sell your watermelon for $10 or $7 or $5 and you can go with it.
But then again, there's another thing with this watermelon, BJ, because it has happened to me that I bought two whole watermelons. And by the time I gave one to someone else, and I kept one, and I cut mine like a day or two later, and it wasn't good. It was young.
Yeah, sometimes.
And then I went. The thing is that I wasn't going back to that area where I bought it.
So you just lost that money.
So when I did pass back to there, because the one that I gave away was not good. Also, it was young. Okay. So then I passed back, and I said to the person, "Hey," and the person, they cussed me off.
Okay.
Like how I expect them to know if the watermelon
That's not your problem.
Well,
that should have been his problem. He sold you something that...
It wasn't him, it was a her.
A her?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a her.
Yeah, it happens, Andre. Especially sometimes if you don't grow it yourself or produce it yourself.
But how do I know? If I'm buying, BJ, how do I know?
The customer is always...
But it's a risk I have to take.
The consumer is always right, Andre. If you want to establish relationship, that person should have given you back a watermelon and said they're sorry and whatever. And you was going to go back there and continually buying.
Yeah,
because
I stopped.
You know if exactly.
I don't purchase
they lose a client. You understand what I'm saying?
Never went back there to purchase.
Lost a client.
There are times when I pass and I see lovely stuff that I really need, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm not.
Just give you bad feelings.
Yeah, I'm not.
Exactly.
But BJ,
and this is the problem we have nationally, Andre. Mm-hmm. Relationship, we don't establish those. It's just like we buy and sell like robots. Mm-hmm. And we don't really, understand the other persons or who dealing with you, who basically trading with you. You don't tend to, in fact, their problem is no concern of yours. You can't live that way. Because if you lose that, relationship, you basically lose your market. No? You were saying something?
I was going to ask you about the nutmegs.
Oh, when I'm not purchasing now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Andre, I keep saying that we need to look at those, not just nutmegs. We need to look at those national entities and seriously scrutinize them. And, pass legislation or do what is necessary in order for those things to function efficiently and, if, acting.
Farmers were turned back yesterday in St. Mark because they're not buying.
And there we go. So what the farmers
BJ,
do now?
Well, is you a farmer? You may not be a nutmeg farmer, but you're a
I
farmer.
do have
But you have
nutmegs.
nutmegs good. What's going on, BJ? Why aren't you?
Probably they coming to the end of the year.
You the farmers. Hold on, BJ. You the farmers. Why aren't you doing something taking Leo Cato and Roger Sinclair and so to task? He's the manager.
Andre, there is something they call precedent. All right? December is approaching and they are accustomed getting $1 million to bail them out and to
by who?
Whatever. By us.
Keith Mitchell don't giving them no money again. You better believe that, Keith Mitchell ain't giving no money again. Not like that. Anything that Keith Mitchell, if Keith Mitchell was to come and say, Andre, what do you think we should do here? And I say, boss, buy the nutmeg for yourself.
Andre, if your daddy has a weak spot for you, you will quickly capitalize on that, and every time goes to that weak spot.
I'm telling you, no problem. He will always be willing to help the farmers. Understand that? Eh? The farmers, not the clique of people who are there, like the manager and the chairman and the secretaries and what, and they getting paid. They ain't losing a day's salary, But the farmers can get a pound of nutmeg sold. So he is concerned and will always be concerned, if I know him well, about the farmers. So it's time for him to say, okay, fine, here's what's going on. You can't afford it. You can't afford it, so I am going to buy the nutmegs from the farmers. Even if at the end of the day we have to dump it, but it is our way, when I say we have to dump it, we as Grenadians, it is our way of helping the farmers. This stupidness that, what's his name? Leo Cato and Senator Sinclair and them doing, Sinclair, whichever. This stupidness that they're doing. No, that has to stop.
Until a long time.
It has to stop. No more money. No more. We're not giving cocoa, we're not giving nutmeg any more money. That's it. You ain't saying nothing. You ain't saying nothing.
Andre,
it's time for farmers to take the thing into your hands now.
I don't like to deal with singularity. It always tends to look like you're aiming and pointing
at Leo Cato. Yes, I pointed at Leo Cato long.
And I don't want to,
You have to, because here's what happens, BJ. These people never relinquish control, They control.
That's true.
They control.
The
senator is the manager, Hold on. The senator is the manager. And you're telling me that he did not know. So as to take the opportunity to inform farmers, here's what, we are going to have a problem. He is representing farmers in the highest office in the upper house. He's representing, and he could not tell the farmers, we are going to have this problem.
Andre,
fire.
I could speak about that in a different, at a different angle. I would say the Nutmeg Association should have hundreds of millions of dollars stocked away as reserve money for when they end up in situations like these. You don't have to be every time, Andre, on your knees crawling and stretching out your hand with an entity such as, the Grenada Nutmeg Association. We have the best nutmegs in the world. Somebody have better than us now?
I would want to believe. You ain't see
Andre steal one Grenada nutmeg to blend up with them whole foolish thing they have over there they call nutmeg. They're still looking for it.
I ain't saying no,
I'm telling you.
Man.
Andre, if every time you're on the edge, all right, it's easy to deal with you, because you're always on the edge, Your hands are always stretching out, But if Andre stand up on your feet and you can draw back and say, hang on, I don't have to bother with you. I have my reserve, I can tap into that. You better come good or else we're not going to, deal or we're not going to trade. But they know you from hand to mouth every day looking for something to eat. How hard it is to influence and deal with people like that? Andre, the worst time to sell is when you're desperate. You always take an undervalued price for your product because you are desperate.
Let me say this to you. I cannot understand. The simple thing, BJ, you have watermelons for sale.
Mm-hmm.
You sell your watermelons. Yeah?
Yep.
So where is the money from the watermelons? You come in and ask me to help you buy watermelon seeds. So where is the money you made from the sale of the watermelons?
You spend that out.
To do what?
To do what? To operate and to trade and to administrate.
We have been, for the past 10 years, I'm speaking about on Real FM here, for the past 10 years, BJ, we've been saying, hey, it is time to stop exporting our nutmegs and our cocoa in bags.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that they said, hey, we have a contract with X and we need to fulfill that contract because if we don't, we can end up in problems. Cool? I agree. Are you telling me 10 years later you still have the contract? It's time for you to stop.
Long time, not now.
Stop exporting the nutmeg and the cocoa in bags. Stop exporting beans and nuts.
Andre, you realize that once upon a time we had the boxing plant in Pointsville filled up with nutmegs and they all rot and we had to take them and go and dump them and stuff like that. So if you had created a secondary product such as oil or fats or whatever with that, it probably could have been stored for decades if you want to. And tap into the market because the world's a dynamic place. Tap into the market when the price is at its max. How hard it is to do that?
Look at my good friend, Dr. Antoine.
Exactly.
He approached the people and said, hey, can you lease me this place? And they refused. So I'm going to have to come to the conclusion that farmers don't need my support anymore, BJ. They like what is happening.
I think they really like, and just
if
sometimes...
they don't like it, then they need to say, government, reform this thing. Let me make some money.
Under a collective approach we need to take to solving that problem. Not government, not the farmers, and not, say GCNA. Andre, we need to do this thing collectively. Everybody have to be on board with that. If something don't make any sense, we have to change it. And if the people who dare resisting change in order to get this thing, functional in an efficient and productive and sensible and sustainable way, then you as if planning to, give you a chance and move them out from there. How hard it is to do that? How hard it is to do that?
Man.
Andre, the system needs to be changed. The ordinance, the way we conduct our business, the way we deal with things, the time we take to do them. We have to change the ways, or else, Andre, one generation dying, the same thing happening, the other one coming and die, the same thing happening, because we're stuck in our own ways. Changes require energy. These man and them, or this man and them, who are sitting there, are who in charge, and those people who are responsible, all right, for legislating to make sure that this thing all right. I'm not sure if they're in sync. I don't sure
but you have to understand, BJ, with all of this, what we want to happen, the change that needs to happen, cannot take place without the farmers. Eh?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the farmers and GCNA, I don't put in no separation, Leo Keto and St. Clair and them consider themselves farmers, Leo Keto and them selling nutmeg, they are nutmeg selling too, The only difference is that they probably know when to sell because they probably know when they're closing down. Andre, you don't do those things. You don't have an entity such as GCNA, and you put out a notice, we're not buying nutmegs this week until further notice. People should know that months in advance. Those things don't just happen overnight. The information will be for you.
You must know your cash flow.
Exactly. And your trading pattern. So what's the story?
And you still supporting Sinclair and Leo.
And you don't deal with individuals.
No,
Individuals is small fish.
You came here and you tell me that is the best senator that they've ever
I say
had.
give him a chance, Andre.
And look what happened. I told them that was going to happen.
Andre, I give everybody a chance for them to prove me wrong.
The only good thing about the senator is that he went to SAS. That's the only good thing.
And that's your virgin. Because you go to SAS.
But yeah, it's my virgin.
You have a code, not so?
There is a code. Yeah. So that is why I can.
Exactly.
The only good thing about him is that he went to SAS. But outside of that, Senator failing us.
This senator walked out from the Senate the other day when they had the.
I'm not sure if he was one of those who walked out. We'll find out. Somebody will send and tell us. But anyway, listen, the senator failing us. Leo Cato failing us. Who's next one failing us?
I can't call him.
Calling him. Don't be a hypocrite. I know you're not a hypocrite. Who's the next one?
Andre.
Who is the next one?
Andre. Let me tell you something.
What? You're not going to say Peter David? Say it!
Andre.
Peter failing us?
Andre.
What?
Let me tell you something.
Tomorrow's World Food Day.
There are a lot of things, all right, that needs to be changed in order to generate serious income, in order to make some of those entities profitable, all right, and function in an efficient way. And you know that. And as far as I'm concerned, the problem is that we're reluctant to make those changes. And I'm not dealing with individuality, I'm not dealing with personality here, I'm not dealing with, with just an entity. This is a national problem. We're afraid to confront what needs to be done. We're frightened about it and deal with it as it ought to be dealt with. And all we do is passing the buck, Andre go deal with that. BJ go deal with that when he come.
Dr. Mitchell say, we have to change the thing. Everybody want to hang him. Everybody want to kill him.
Exactly.
He say, Regine, we need to change this thing. This thing is not going to make sense or is not making sense for our farmers. Do you understand? Everybody want to kill him.
Yes.
Now the same people who say, don't change it, the system that they have failing, yeah? And they're going to him for money to help their failing system.
Because it's a precedent.
Is it a precedent? Well, the precedent stop.
You understand?
No more money. That's it.
And then they turn around and you know what they make it look like? They turn around and make it look like they are in trouble and the government isn't helping.
Yeah.
So the government don't like the farmers.
Yeah.
That's going to be the next step. Or the next.
Go ahead now. That ain't working. How this guy from Trinidad sing the thing, the Christmas, that ain't working here tonight. At all. You think you're right? That ain't working.
And Christmas coming up and people going through hard time and we have no
working.
money to pay back pay.
Let me tell you something. I don't want anything to happen to our farmers. Do you understand? I want our farmers to be the best and to earn as much. And you know that, BJ. I have been advocating for agriculture for years here and otherwise. But the farmers need to understand, in the Cocoa Association, get rid of Hastic. It has become a clan. Get rid of Hastic in the Cocoa Association. In the Nutmeg Association, get rid of Leo Cato and the manager. You can leave him as a senator, but get rid of him as the manager. They're not making any sense. Let us change the legislation. Let us do so, and instead of having, look at it right now. You have a manager in Cocoa Association. You have a manager in Nutmeg Association, and one person paying both of them. The farmers paying both of them. Fire!
That's not supposed to be happening.
That ain't supposed to be happening.
Basically, more just to think long time ago and put the right structures in place to have those things running efficiently. Andre, In 1946, man living in 2021, 1946, they write this ordinance, And we're reluctant to change one word in it.
One word. But you see, Cato and the guy, I just call his name, help me now, the Cocoa Association guy, Hastic. Cato and Hastic understand this thing that if it is changed, it no longer benefits them. It will benefit the farmers. But they're not concerned
about...
you understand?
The dynamic place is an ever-changing place.
Look at this senator, for instance. I mean, and this is... Check this out. He ain't even saying, what? I'm going to take one salary. I will take the senator salary and the nutmeg salary. I'm going to leave it or I'm going to give half of it back so as to help. No! He taking both of them and he's still getting 100% to buy vehicle. You understand that?
Andre, this goes with the job.
I agree. But I'm saying, these are all the niceties.
I could understand that.
He's getting. And we still have to pay for air condition for when you stand up in the Senate and speak.
Yes.
Fire.
Andre, that we have to change those things. The legislation needs to be changed. What make farmers think or
Somebody saying, BJ, you have to answer to what needs to be done. Get on board with the powers that be and get the ball rolling.
Needs to be done.
What needs? You know what needs to be done, But you know what your problem is? You don't like to rock the boat.
Not rock the boat, Andre.
You don't like to rock the boat, man.
I'm not somebody who likes to pass judgment. I'm not quick to judge people. You understand? We have things of national interest, and we need to treat it accordingly. Andre, the Nutmeg Association, if it function properly, we can generate hundreds of millions of dollars every year. And talking not just trading, from trading, Andre, we could have businesses and other things going to generate that money, not just trading nutmeg. We can have proper investment whereby we can collect back royalties and other things that can basically, so in case we are having difficult time, we can, we can basically fall back on certain things. Andre, I want those people who are doing those things, I'm sure they're putting away money for, for bad times and hard times, But for a business like the Nutmeg Association, they would say, man, this always, this can sustain, we can go by the government and get some money and, take us out and give us a bailout here and there. So, we need not worry. Andre, this thing about farmers choosing 6 people and government sending 3 people and 9 people make up the board and what make you think you could run your own business? And there are certain businesses that you need to get out of your hand because you don't have the capability to do it and put it in the hands of the people who are able to generate and make money for you. There are people who cut out for those things, Let
me tell you something. I work here. I run this. And I tell you honestly, BJ, if we were generating the kind of cash that would be able to attract a quality manager.
You probably had one.
Not probably. I'll have one.
Yeah.
So when I'm finished here, I can get up and get out.
And you might be able to do it even better than you.
And I'll be able to do so and improve this so much more.
You spend your energy elsewhere.
Yes.
What it is you're good at. You basically, deal with it.
Just because I can't afford it. But
you identify what you're good at and work on it.
Move on.
Exactly.
I'm not necessarily a manager. I try my best to. Doesn't mean I'm good at it all the time. I believe I have certain levels of success.
It's very easy for power to intoxicate you, man. Very, very easy.
I'm telling you,
you
man.
can figure you have power and you do what is you feel like, not what is needed and necessary,
But the farmers of the nation needs to do so and take their destiny into their own hands.
They should.
Yeah. The cocoa farmers and the nutmeg farmers. So don't for 1 minute believe that it's only about cocoa. No. Or it's only about nutmeg. No. Or it's only about sauce of farmers. No. We should have one entity, if you want to call it a board, whatever you want to call it, responsible for all these things.
That's what should be happening.
It should not be, and I'm repeating this, BJ, to you and to the farmers, it should not be people who are necessarily into agriculture.
You don't have to be, Andrew. Sometimes you can have the
Right.
business capability in order to deal with what is necessary. Andrew, it doesn't have to be farming in order to, a lot of farmers, Andre, grow stuff and they don't sell it. There are marketing agencies coming and take the stuff and sell it for them because they know they're not good at disposing of the stuff, selling the stuff. So they put it into the hands of the people who can, seriously generate revenue for them.
And
Andre, we're stuck in our own ways. We're stuck in the old traditional way. Sometimes if you don't get rid of the old wine, you don't have no space to put in new ones,
BJ.
And you have spill-off effect,
BJ. All right. BJ, I'm telling you.
That?
You need to take a lead role in this.
Andre, am I not doing enough?
No.
In relation to agriculture?
No. You're providing a lot in terms of food. You give away 1/10 of the spoils. We understand that.
Set up about what? In my area, probably set up 50-60% of the farmers who are farming in my vicinity. What more can I do? I have to do a little bit. I'm unable to do everything. But there are certain things, Andrew, that needs to be changed in order for us to move forward. And we're reluctant to do it. And I'm saying that if you're reluctant to change, you're going to end up being dragged along. And people who are dragged along normally get injured. And after a time, they disappear because you don't see them. All right? And I don't want us to be dragging along. Once upon a time, we used to produce so much nutmeg. After Indonesia, we probably used to have what? Second largest producer in the world. Now we are about what?
Number
10 of them now. I'll send Vince and them place and them platinum nutmegs now.
Yeah, you understand.
Old Jamaica and them place and them loading up
Jamaica. All is on my mind.
A load of nutmegs, and we just reluctant to do what is necessary and get those things functional and seriously making money. Andre, let me give you a little story. I gave that story already and I'm continually giving that story. Once upon a time, I was sitting with a group of guys in Jamaica outside the campus, just chatting. And they said, BJ, just call me Grenada. I said, Grenada, when you leave here, what you want? I said, I want a house, I want a business, I want a gun, I want 5 million. And I cool. They laugh, and they couldn't stop laughing, so I asked them why they laughing. They said, Green, you come out in a small country in Chile. I said, why? They say 5 million. I say, I cool with 5 million. They say, Green, you need 500 million, not 5 million. And thinking about it, 500 million and needing church,
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I think if if you have like 5 million here, you're cool. Andre, sometimes your scope of things determine what it is what's your agenda. We are too much of small-minded people handling those things. The man of them life is own something today, you sell tomorrow. You own something today, you sell tomorrow. Andre couldn't go on living that way, You wouldn't seriously make progress,
Mister, I think we need to start doing things different.
We have to.
All right? You start speaking to your farmers.
Mm-hmm.
It is time to remove Hastic. It is time to remove Leo Cato. It is time to remove Roderick as the manager of GCNA.
Andre, how do you do that?
How? Farmers?
I wonder if you understand.
The farmers doing it?
I wonder if you understand. Andre, I had a small tenure ship at GCNA.
Yeah, I know they kick you out.
And they run me quickly. PJ's a waste of time.
Not you alone. Boys
Andre, let me tell you something.
What?
Let me tell you something.
Wow.
If you think winning an election, you have to go out and campaign, Wait till you want to become a member of the board of GCA and or GCA, you know. You have to go out and campaign too, you know. And you have to spend money in the rum shop too, you know. And say, brethren, make sure you vote for me when we have, you know, general meeting and stuff like that, you know. Andrew, that's how we elect people, you know. Not on the ability, you know. Sometimes it's the ability to buy how much more rum in the shop, you know.
Yeah.
So if you're electing people based on those precedents, what it is you're telling me, how you expect your business to do well and prosper the way it ought to be prospering when you basically electing people to handle your business with that pattern in that particular manner, trouble you're looking for?
Let me say this to you, BJ. Finally, that's my final statement. And then when I make that statement, then you have a final statement.
We're
and
done.
I'm going straight. Yeah, we're done.
We're done for the day.
My thing is this. The farmers need to understand what's going on. The farmers need to mobilize and realize who they're going to support, because it is not just business as usual. And the farmers probably need to call in government and say, okay, fine, we're ready for you to change your legislation. That's the first step.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a good thing that you say that the farmers voting for rum. It's you that say it.
I didn't say they voting for rum. I
say?
said the man and give them rum in order to vote for them. You know, I passed in Dominica, you know, and I went to the reserve area with the cars and stuff. Man say, BJ, if you want to win election here, just make sure you work with enough rum, you know.
And that's it.
The man who give the most rum will win the election, you know. And the same thing will happen, you know. Andre, this thing and them need to stop. We need to have a group, a pool, a cadres, or, you know, people, colleagues, people who make sense, people who know what they're about, to run with affairs. Those little wash your foot and come thing can't work for multi-million-dollar industries. You're going to fall.
Get rid of Keto, get rid of Roderick, and get rid of Hastic.
Okay, you didn't call him minister name, that's good.
Who's that, Peter? Well, I didn't want...
How you gone down that default so?
I really want to do something, but maybe maybe the Prime Minister need to have a reshuffle.
There's a technical word.
Reshuffle.
No, you know? Andre, you know, a lot of time, things that need to be solved by the public, by the people themselves, we turn wrong, and we expect the politicians to do it for us.
But the politician, Peter, have a big role to play in this. As far as I'm concerned, the first thing that Peter should have done when he went in there, the first thing he had to do is say, okay, fine, amalgamation. He said nothing. To this day, Peter C. David, Minister for Agriculture, has never made a statement in relation to amalgamation. Fire for that.
Andre.
What?
All you need to do is to go sit with this man and them.
Who that? Peter?
The board of directors. When you go sit with them for one meeting, by the time you come out from inside of it, if you're not good, you understand? They treat you just like how Judas treat Christ. They give you a kiss on the side of your face, but you don't realize betray.
Tell you something, man. Peter David had the clout. He had the vibes to go in there and say, okay, fine, this is how I'll print my name in agriculture. Amalgamation. He said nothing. He go inside there and he tried to appease people. Fire for that, Peter.
Andrew, that's the problem. You can't please everybody in the scheme of things. You can't.
Why don't you tell him stop this popularity contest thing? Your name is Virgin.
Stop he tried to gain popular.
Well, yeah, he's still trying to be popular. That everybody know Peter already. Let me tell you something. Peter is a likable fellow whether he like it or not. He may not be the best fellow, but he's a likable fellow whether he like it or not. That is why he has to stand up in agriculture and say, that's it. This is the way we're going. He will have the backings of cabinet. But he not doing it. So who you want to do? Keep me chat?
Me? And the man put his minister in place?
Well, exactly.
The minister should be able to get that done. No, Andre, I think, too many times.
Talk to Peter.
We turn wrong sometimes.
Talk to Peter that you're virgin.
Andre, I just want to tell you something, At the end of the month, Peter gets his salary.
Yeah. But you shouldn't get because you don't walk in.
At the end of the month,
Yeah.
Roger get him salary.
Yeah. Okay.
And at the end of the month,
He gets
Hastic
two.
got
Roger
his.
gets two.
Roger get two.
Roger gets to Hastic, he gets his salary and all the perks. They pay for his phone home, they pay for his cell phone, they pay for everything. All the perks he gets, every single thing.
Andre,
he gets perks
and the
more
farmer,
than Kendrick Perkins.
And the farmer who goes and
Gets
labor in the rain and sun and whatever.
Gets nothing.
Not gets nothing. And it comes with the produce, they tell you they still can't buy it from you.
Yeah.
What that tells you?
Let me tell you something. Talk to your virgin, Peter C. David. Too much of preposterous.
You don't give any more time to grace period up?
Nah, man, you know that grace period up. Come on. You know what? If I was the person who would tell the Prime Minister what, boss, you make a mistake in the open, privately I will tell him you make a mistake, but in the open, if I was to tell him you make a mistake in the open, I tell him that is a mistake you make, you shall leave you all you know. Peter coming all kind of hype. Do you understand? There's some basketball players that when you draft them, you draft them number one and all kind of thing, you know.
And when the game start, you wonder if you pay that money rightly.
Lord have mercy on us, sir.
It thought you could win championship with them, eh?
You can't win championship with Peter J.
Sometimes you have to give them experience. You never know. Sometimes give them a bit of time.
Time
Sometimes
still. You tell me give Peter. How long?
I'll shock on them. They have to take the 2 and 3 years to settle in. All Michael Jordan and them couldn't even make the first team.
I get the feeling that Peter does not like to mash anybody's con, so he does just skip and walk around.
It can't function that way.
Can't function that way.
No.
Yeah, I do different.
Especially when things needs to be changed, and it's in the interest of the country. Andre, this comes before you and it comes before me, our country, And sometimes we may not like the way things, go in and the judgment that is being passed, on certain people, but if it's in the interest of the country, sometimes it needs to be done, Yeah. No.
I'm very unhappy with, because I believe that he can do better. I'm just unhappy with his performance.
The way functioning.
Yeah.
Give him a little time still, probably.
Well, yeah, that's what you've been saying. Ever since he came in, you say give him time. I have time. That's what we have on the radio to sell time. So I'm going to give him the time. But he needs to stop. Stop and take a look at the thing and decide, okay, fine, let me do something. To be honest with you, BJ, okay, this is the final question for the day. Name me 2 things that Peter David has done since he's become Minister for Agriculture.
What you'd have done in a marked way?
What?
What Peter would have done?
2 things that Peter David would have done.
Just only 2?
Yeah, only 2. Take your time.
That,
I have time.
And that. I think you've done a lot more than 2.
Give me 2. I'm asking for 2.
He had a symposium, a national symposium on agriculture.
National what?
Symposium on agriculture.
BJ,
to chart the way forward.
Don't embarrass yourself, eh?
BJ,
you're embarrassing yourself like that?
He didn't, and it came out well. Out of that, farmers would have, give a chance to chart the, the course. Theoretically.
You're a hypocrite. Okay, so that's one. Give me the next one.
Another one that you'd have done.
Somebody just say, your partner in partner say, he gave us Mina Booker. No! Real FM gave them Mina Booker. Stop that. Tell me, give me the next one. Yeah, one more.
What Peter would have done?
Also, that collect his salary.
Last year, help build out the Nutmeg Association, giving them $1 million.
Who?
He'd have helped.
Who made the decision? Peter?
I guess he
By 5 Imagine you can't find 2 things that Peter would have done.
No, man.
But find 2 things, BJ. I ain't go
now,
for 5 things, you know.
He said that.
Not what he's trying to do, what he's done. Done is the operative word here.
Done.
What has he done?
Put a hotline in place to do the pretty last.
No, that was done when what's her name was there?
Yolande?
Yeah.
You sure?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, tell me. Two things. I ain't want much.
Setting up the
You're
machine, setting up the machinery pool in Maribor.
What machinery pool?
the tractor services and stuff like that.
That was your land.
That was your land.
Yeah, that was your land. Don't take your land things.
No, I thought that was him.
No, that was your land. He just happened to come at the time when it had to be launched.
When it happened.
Yeah, that was your land. Go on, tell me.
Reviving the different nurseries around the country. And
nurseries?
Yeah, like
I can't say. I don't know.
Like Maribor and,
Ashenden
and stuff, yeah.
Okay, they're revived?
Well, yeah, they seems to be producing, a fairly large amount of tree crops and stuff now.
It took you 9 minutes
to
find two things that you do.
At least
That's crazy.
At least a phone too.
And we ain't sure about the revival of
those things.
Pedro.
No, man, you couldn't come down so hard on me, virgin.
But let me tell you something. I have known Pedro from a youth. From since I was 7 years old, I knew Peter. Peter, Philip, his bigger brother, and his younger brothers, Patrick and Paul. I've known them, known the father and mother and everything like that. Yeah? So we good. So who better to come down on you than
your brethren?
And I believe that I'm his brethren. And he would do and see me and shake his head and he would laugh. But the facts are the facts. You can't run away from it.
That's true. No, Andre, more needs to be done. And we need to do them fairly quickly. People take too long to get things done here. We go on forever trying to get very, very simple things done. Things that could be done in a month, we take a year to get it done.
Somebody laugh at you here.
Yeah, it's it.
But BJ is struggling. Struggling to find two things.
The boss is done.
Man, do it.
No, the boss there.
What? No. You have to stop that. Anyway,
Andrew.
It was nice. It was nice talking to you.
Great hearing you this morning, as
nice
always. And
we it's 20 minutes to 10.
Oh, that late already.
Yeah,
Jesus
What
Christ.
are you doing today?
What are we doing today? We are washing tanks and stuff, cleaning up tanks in the hydroponic system. Yeah, to put in, we run the system.
Okay.
As a trial. We're now putting in the real stuff now.
And with the different nutrients and everything.
You need to come and have a look.
I'll probably do that. I'm not too sure. But you guys work on the weekends? No?
But you can come anytime on the weekend. Just give me a call before. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
The dogs?
Dogs are locked.
Did you breed dogs as yet?
Not yet.
What are you waiting on? You promised me a pup.
Yeah. Andre, you need to let the dog get mature in order for you to breed it. You can breed a puppy. But you're good, Tina. But Andre, all is not last, eh? When you think about, is it that chicken farm in Montrose open up? We have what other agriculture venture again that is, seems to be of a big nature that seems to be taking off.
Another chicken farm coming.
That's very
chicken farm coming together with small ruminants and pork.
That's in St. Mark's or St. Patrick's?
I just heard.
Okay.
I can't give you all the information. I just heard it through the
grapevine. and it happened another watch of Honorable Peter David.
Oh God, a lot of mercy.
You just give me something I didn't even know.
BJ, take care, my love.
Take care, boss.
All right, then.
Have a good morning.
You too.
Wolves in sheep clothing, boats of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking. What you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent. Perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines. Yet suitable for your hand wash. Soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness. Keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents: soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Need a quick, convenient way to pay your bills and avoid lines? Use the online banking feature from Republic Bank, First Caribbean, or Co-op Bank. Contact them today to set up your online banking and enjoy 24-hour convenience to make your bill payments. Stay safe. Grenlec, we are united even when we are apart.
Dr. Chaitin again, international social skill consultant, reminding you that we should stop every form of sexual violence here in the beautiful island of Grenada.
And me say no make them take advantage of you.
Now more than ever, Flow is working hard to keep you connected to the things that matter most: your family, your work, and your favorite entertainment. We are also providing Flow Study free of charge so students can stay connected and up to date with their schoolwork. And because your safety is our highest priority, you can manage your account from the safety of your own home through the MyFlow app. We are here for you, keeping you connected.
When you think of Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, what comes to mind? A reliable financial institution that has stood the test of time. Maybe you think about the convenience and quality financial service they provide. Do you think about their readiness to help you retire, achieve your academic goals, build your dream home, buy the piece of land, or the elegant car? Or maybe the convenience of their different locations, Jubilee Street in Grenville, or the new outlet on Lucas Street in St. George's in the Derek Sylvester building. Maybe you always consider how they're always a phone call away. 442-8602 or 438-4228. They're also online, www.grenvillecreditunion.com. No matter what comes to mind, remember, Grenville Cooperative Credit Union is the best place to save and to borrow, working with you to make your brighter tomorrow.